no loss. It's going to be Ashan Hodge, captain of the Razor Massive, who will be taking up the attack from this, the commentator's booth end. And to all our sponsors, we say thank you for ensuring that we are not only on live, but that we having the CPL, the APL, sorry, the APL, Digital and Best Buy, NCBA, all on board, ensuring that we are to the Lakes family, Lakes world. We are happy to have them on board as well. It's all because of your kind courtesy, while the APL Season 2 is possible. And we're going to hear more about that. There's the man slipping in next to me there, Mr. Alkin Rogers. I say good evening to him. It's going to be Ashan Hodge. He has mapped out his run and ensuring now that his field is in the position where he wants him. Mid on, mid off. Cover, backward point, deep extra cover, fine leg on the boundary. Third man on the boundary, slip. Fine leg in the circle, mid wicket. Also in the circle. So the two men out in the power play, first power play. It's the sweeper and third man. Here is Ashan Hodge with number 18 on his back. Runs away from us. The ball to Williams. Ball to Williams. Williams is hitting this one high, hard. A couple of bounces into the long boundary. That goes away for 4. A loosener, gentle loosener. And Deon Williams said, thank you very much. And Ferguson had absolutely no chance. He looked at it sailing over his head and into the long on boundary for 4.
Yes, beautiful shot there by Williams. The ball was carried up by Ashan, just a loosener. And Deon was into his stroke, playing it over long on for 4.
Here is Ashan Hodge again, looking for a reprieve to bowl to Deon Williams. Bowl to Williams. Williams is getting one outside the arm of thumb. Oh, that one was making height. Oh, that one was making some good height. Oh, it's a lovely wicket here. And Ashan is not that fast. He's a steady bowler. But on that occasion, that one made some height. It took off. And the keeper busting through the glove of the wicket keeper. And it went past him. Lucky not to have taken that helmet on its way and given up 5 runs. But it went behind him for a bye. Ashan Hodge again tosses the ball from hand to hand. At the top of his mark. Walks. Then breaks into a jog. And he bowls to Monix for the first time. Monix is covering up nicely. Can score. First ball. Monix, as the sun is back with us. It's glory. Beautiful sunshine here. Beautiful weather. We have a very strong cross breeze in the James Ronald Webster Park. Beautiful sunshine as Ashan Hodge turns at the top of his mark and moves away from us now to bowl to Monix. Passes the umpire, ball to Monix. Monix to this delivery is getting one. That is struck on the pad. Loud appeal. Not out says the umpire. Going down the leg side and seem to be a touch wide as well. High as well. Umpire signal. It's another leg by. It's another extra leg buys. 1 and by 1. So total moves on to 7. 7 for no loss. Monix yet to score. Deon Williams is on 5. It's 7 for no loss. There is going to be a conversation that is between umpire John and Martin. Not sure what the conversation would be. What do you think that they are going to discuss now, Alkins?
Well, it's not the weather because the clouds are high and they are lifting and the breeze is stiff. So obviously it's not that. I saw Morton playing a stroke, so I don't know what that is. But
Was it? Do you think that he was speaking about that man at backward point? By the time the batsman would have played the shot, he seemed to be locking very, very close to the 30-meter circle.
Oh, so, well, what they have done now, they've dropped out long off and long on a few paces and brought in the third man.
Yeah, so there's a change in the field. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Williams, outside the off stump. This one is high. Somebody's getting on the red, but Ferguson drops it. Ferguson got there and didn't seem interested in taking the catch in the first place, and it goes down.
No, I thought that Ferguson was a little nervy in his approach. Your approach has to be positive, and he was not positive. He was just hesitating. He was unsure, so no surprise.
He didn't want it. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Monix. Monix on this occasion is cut it straight to the mascot. The third man that was brought from off the boundary on the circle in a more gully region. There was Monix cutting straight to the man, and Monix goes without scoring. The Foreign Stars has lost their first wicket in the second over. Ashan Hodge not being the fastest of bowler, but he is a very penetrative bowler, and he strikes very early in over number 2. And Monix goes back without scoring.
So Monix has gone, and certainly the Razor Massive will be very happy to see his back. He went back and tried to steer one down to third man, but didn't realize or didn't remember that the man at third man was in a shortest position, and the ball was not played along the ground, it was played upishly, and he was caught. So the Foreign Stars, they have lost their first wicket, and no doubt they were hoping to have more runs on the board, because what I've noticed about the Foreign Stars team is that they are very good against medium pace, fast bowling, but they are not as good, not as equipped with the slow bowling, the spin, and therefore to get a wicket with the faster bowling early is very good and spells volume here for the Razor Massive. We see somebody is coming onto the field, look like a different player, maybe a new player.
Peters. It seems to be Peters who will be taken over from Ferguson. So Ferguson seems not to have been in the 11. He's not in the 11. So Peters is taking up his rightful position on the field. So just a Leighton coming and getting over, crossing the waters.
Yes.
And so he's here.
Yes, he's here, so his folks would be happy that he has reached. For those who don't realize, Anguilla and St. Martin, they are sisters, they are brothers, they are family, they are some of everything.
Yes.
And, we're always happy to be part of whatever, having St. Martin and persons from St. Martin involved, because we have a lot of our families in St. Martin and a lot of our friends. So St. Martin has built up because of Anguilla, and Anguilla vice versa. Indeed.
And so you would be happy to know that the West Indies has taken the third ODI over the Netherlands by some 20 runs. Good fight there by the Netherlands. And our very own Casey Carty would have featured in that series. But just got one knock and was left not out in 43. It is going to be right, so he's going to continue from the far end to bowl to Dion Williams. Bowl to Williams. Williams is playing this one in the air. Oh, this wicket is doing something. It's getting something out of the wicket right. It's bouncing. But
you'll get out what you put in.
And the seamers, they will as well. It will be lovely to see the Super Sixers attack on this wicket, Alkins.
Yes, definitely. But the Foreign Stars, they do have some suspect in terms of playing spinners or the slow bowlers.
Here is right to bowl to Williams. Bowl to Williams. Williams to the delivery. He's turned it on the onside. They're looking for a quick single. They're going to get it too. That's Gukaran Mark Buchanan couldn't prevent the single, and Dion moves on by 1. He's on 7. The total moves on by 1 to 9. The new batsman is Ashley White, the captain of the Foreign Stars. Takes his guard from umpire Josiah John. Waits for Orlando Wright from the clinic and bowls to right to White. White is tugging this one on the onside down to mid-on. Return comes in, but the fielder there, he was just waiting and waiting. Had he approached the ball, that could have been a very close one.
Oh yes, definitely. I certainly agree with you there that he, instead of moving to the ball, he almost as if he stepped back.
Yes, he was waiting and waiting. Here is Right to bowl to Williams. Williams is coming across and playing it to backward point. Can't score. Just to the right of Ashan Hodge, who feels, sends the return. Not a good one to Richardson, but Richardson cleans up in the end. Score remains on 10 for 1. In the course of over number 3, the man gone is Monix without scoring. Knowing the score was on 8. Here is Right to bowl to... that's Dion Williams, who pushes it down to long off. It's Rogers who comes off the fence and field. Williams move on by 1 to 8, and the total moves on by 1 to 11 in the course of over number 3. And they will have to look to rebel here, set a platform to launch from. Here is Orlando Right to bowl to White. White is pushing to the offside. He was looking for a cheeky single there. No, that would have been suicide.
I don't think he was serious about that run because it obviously wasn't on, and it would have been suicide. But interesting period here. Both teams, they raised a massive, looking to go into the ascendancy, looking to pick up a few more wickets, looking to restrict the Foreign Stars, and at the same time, the Foreign Stars, they're looking to build a partnership between these two, haven't lost money. So Ashley White and Williams, they certainly will have to regroup, rebuild in this initial period, especially in this 6 overs, because after the restrictions will be more, and therefore the scoring rate also will be reduced.
Indeed. Here is, it's going to be Ashan Hodge to continue. He's going to be bowling to Dion Williams. And there is something that the umpires are asking the slip to just shift those stumps a little for me. I'm not satisfied how they are. Need them to be shifted to my right a little. Now he's satisfied. It's a beautiful evening. Again, we want to say thank you to all our sponsors. Aurora. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Williams. Williams is looking for an expansive drive without any foot movement at all. No foot movement on that occasion. He was looking for a big shot down the ground. His head was lifted, and luckily for him, there was no bat on that one. It was very close to the inside edge, and the most he could have gotten on that one was an inside edge back onto his stumps.
Yes, either an inside edge onto his stumps or the outer edge going to slip, because he was leaning back into that stroke, not really coming forward the way he should have.
Here is Ashan Hodge again to bowl to Dion Williams. Moves away from us, passes the umpire. Bowl to Williams. Williams is standing up and pushing it very tentatively. Not really the kind of shot and confidence you would love to see in a batsman. He was very tentative there.
What has happened here with Williams is he's in 2 minds, and he has been for the last few deliveries. By nature, he's an attacking batsman, as you could see. But he's not sure what to do.
Yes. With the wicket playing the way it is, it's really jumping, it's playing nicely. And this one is driving well, 4 runs. You can save your leg because mid-on had no chance, and there is no long on, long off. We'll just jog around and fetch it from the boundary, and 4 more runs to the Foreign Stars.
Money. Yes, a good boundary, one would say, the purists would say He tugged it, not getting in line, not getting over it when he played the stroke, playing it down towards long on. But he went through with the shot, and that one would have to say would be benefit to him, and that he continued. What could have happened, or might have happened, because the footwork, they were not.
Well, this is what I was just going to say. I'm not sure with the line that Ashan is bowling, how you're going to get that ball out to deep extra cover. And so the adjustment has been made. Dion is predominantly an onside player. Okay. Here is Ashan Hodge. He aborts his run. Now we see the change in the field. The deep extra cover has come into regulation cover, and the mid-on has gone back to long on. Here is Dion Williams pushing up to Ashan. No run resulting. That one was line on the line of the off stump, and Dion just pushes down the track. Ashan Hunt feels and attempted to throw down the stumps, and the non-strikers in with all the cricket that is being played. Are you up to date with that test match in England at Lords? As we watch Ashan Hodge moves away from us to bowl to Williams. Williams is playing this one on the onside, can't score.
Unfortunately, I'm not. But I was looking at a bit of the West Indies and the Netherlands. Didn't stay too long, but I saw a bit of that. Somehow the West Indies won, but
yes,
I thought that the Netherlands had a good chance.
Well, they did. West Indies score. Here is Ashan to bowl to Dion. Dion is pulling. This one is going to be 4 runs. You can almost say, you know what, I'm going to fetch it. I'm going to save my legs. That's 4 runs. Short. Line down the leg side, and it was a help me please delivery, just a line on the body, and Dion Williams, the kind of attacking mood that he is in now, wasn't going to miss out, and he helped it down to square leg, the vacant square leg boundary for 4.
Yes, 4 good runs to the Foreign Stars, and they'll be happy with this start, because they had a few overs that went, and not a lot of runs were scored. Now these two, White and Monique, they are trying to rebuild a bit here and put some runs on the board. We are yet to see either of these 2 batsmen really look positive and look like they are in control against the slower bowlers. And I think this is an area that the Foreign Stars just may have to work on.
Yes. Well, in that game over there at Lords, the former captain Joe Root, steady but early, a stubborn 60 not out. Skipper Ben Stokes took it to the bowlers for a bit. He scores 50 yard before he was dismissed by Jameson. And so England in search of 277 for victory. They are 193 for 5. Remember that in the first innings, New Zealand was bowled out for 132, to which England replied with 141. Here is Wright to bowl to here is Wright bowls to Ashley White, no run resulting. So the score is 18-18. Here is Wright again to bowl to White. White is looking to tuck that one. Oh, it seemed to have taken an edge. They have gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. That's 2 more runs to Williams. He moves on to 18. The score moves on to 20. The scorer says, here is Wright again to bowl to White. White is playing this one on the offside, no run resulting. As Alkin has slipped out, and slipping in the comments chair is the man Kelsick, from whom you will hear in just a bit. Here is right to bowl to White. White is hitting this one. Drew mid-wicket 4 runs. He was looking, he tugged it. He was looking to hit it down on the ground, and he lost his shape, but got enough bat on it and played it through mid-wicket and down to the boundary for 4. White moves on by 1. He is on 4, sorry. He is on 5, and the total to 24 for 1. In the course of over number 5, right, tosses the ball from hand to hand between umpire and stump. Ball to right to White. White is pushing it up, so White is extra cover. No run resulting. The score remains on 24. Here is White again, right to bowl to White. Bowls, and again he's looking to tug this one. On this occasion, no contact, no run resulting. The over coming to an end, and at the end of over number 5, it is a 24 for 1.
Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to all listeners. We have a very good over there from the Razor Massive, and I thought that White could have tried a little bit harder, because you're into the 5th over of the 6th one that will be going with the restriction of the field. But so far, Razor Massive, they're holding their own, restricting the Foreign Stars to 24 for 1 after 5 overs. And as observed too, that the captain there, White, in circumstances like this, you attack the bowling. He's just coming forward, and he has a lot of room to place the ball into the offside, and he's not doing that. But this will be the last of the mandatory 6 overs where you have the field restrictions. So we'll see what Williams, who is the batter at this stage, is going to do. So good afternoon to all our listeners wherever you are. I'm Renford Kelsick. I'll be here doing commentaries for you, and we have along with John Millett, and of course later on we'll have some more of our commentators. And as the field turn around, we take you back to John.
Here is Peters, who's going to be taken up from Ashan Hodge. Peters is going to be taken over from Hodge. From this, the commentators both end. St. Martin, Leeward Island, all around the medium pacer. And Lord the batsman, Roy Peters. Here is Peters, moves away from us, passes umpire to bowl to Williams. Williams is getting this one out of the outer portion of the bat. Return goes in, and White gets home. Had to scamper home, but gets home nonetheless.
That was very close, J. John, because there was no single at all. But as the captain White was off the mark with a flash, and the Williams responded quickly. But had it been an alert fieldsman, they would have been close.
Yes. It was Atto there, a button rather. The man coming in there, very slowly off the mark. Here is Peters to bowl to White. White is getting one out that is turned off the pad very easily. He's turned down the onside. The man moves away from front leg, fields at the backward of square. White moves on by 1. He's on 6. And Williams is on, is that 18 scorer? 16 the scorer tells me. Here is a ball that is pushed up again by Deon Williams on the onside. He moves on to 17, and the total moves on to 26. 27 rather. 27.
And observe that should have been 2 runs, because the long on had to move all the way in, and the batsman just
scampered through for yes. Yes.
The batters here got to remember that is one-day cricket. It's 20 overs per side.
It's going to be Peters, who is going to be bowling to White. Ball to White. White is looking to turn this one on the onside, and there's a hesitation again. Ball ricocheting off the pad leg by Total moves on by 1 to 28. Not sure what the hesitation was about because the fielder there at short mid wicket was lineman on the edge of the circle, and White was wondering, was that close enough for an LBW shout? But you have to get out of the block, put off the umpire. While he was waiting and giving the umpire all reasons to have a second look. The man from slip has been taken out, and now we are seeing a short mid-wicket that is being posted right just on the edge of the square. Peter Stearns at the top of his mark, rubs his hands in his trousers, and then walks, breaks into a run, bowls to Williams. Williams is pushing it back straight to Peters, can't score. Score remains on 28 for 1 in the course of over number 6. Course of over number 6. And the final over of the power play. Here is Peters to bowl to Williams. Passes him for bowl to Williams. Williams is getting one that is jumping on him. Oh, it seemed to have been a slow ball by Peters, deceived there. And he was going through the shot, but had to pull out, check the shot, and realizing that was a slow ball. And it held in the wicket and bounced, and no run resulting. Over coming to an end, on the end of 6, it's a 28 for 1.
Yes, John, and this first power play, 6 overs for 28 runs. That's 4 point few runs per over. From our vantage point here, John, the guys should have attacked the ball because we noticed that the batters are just getting behind the ball. In this period of the game, you have to get as many runs as possible.
Indeed.
You can see some clouds gathering up there in the east, but so far the sun is here with us, and we do hope that we won't have any interruption for rain. But right now, whatever rain we get, we need it.
Yes, we'll be grateful. You know, one thing I've noticed since coming to Anguilla, all you have to say it's cricket, and once you say cricket, you say rain.
And that is so true, John.
You know, for months we will not see rain on our shows, and the moment that we say cricket, with the return of rain, it's going to be right. So it's going to continue from the far end, right, bowling straight through, bowling his 4 up front. There is Curry as to where he needs his feelers. Playing, the fielding restriction has been lifted, so you can now have a 5 outside. And so they're asking the man at fine leg boundary to go out, more to a backward square boundary. It's mid wicket, long on, long off, and a deep extra cover. The 5 men out. Inside the circle, we are seeing a short mid wicket, backward point, extra cover, and short third. Here is right. Between umpire and stump to bowl to White. White is playing it down the onside. Can't score. Man.
And John, as we observe, right, that these batters, they are very defensive at this time. It's only 20 overs you have.
Right, White is throwing this one on the onside. They've gone for 1. This has to be 2 runs. And they have settled for a single. That had to be 2 runs. That's poor cricket. That's very poor cricket there by Captain Ashley White and Deon Williams.
Very poor indeed. Bad running there, John. Because the man from backward square, he had a long way to come in, but the batters decided to settle for 1.
The man had to come from mid-wicket. Short mid-wicket. The man from the backward square boundary had to come in, and that had 2 runs written all over it every day except today. Here is right to bowl to Williams. Short, pull, straight to the man on the mid-wicket boundary who drops it. He shells it. Straight into the foot basket and shells it.
Well, John. Short delivery. The man did not even have to move, and the ball, he couldn't hold on to it.
The only thing he had to do was to open his hands and close it on the ball, around the ball, and he could not do that. It was too much to ask of Gukaran, and he shells it. Oh, it is Orlando right. Again to bowl to White. White is looking for an expansive drive outside the line of the off stump. Doesn't make contact. Score remains on 30. 34 for 1 in the course of over number 7. Here is Right to bowl to White. Bowl to White. White is driving. Right doesn't feel cleanly. They have gone for 1. That's all they're going to be. As seem to be playing just tip and go 1. It seems that's all they're playing. It hit it and we'll run 1. There are no 2s and no 3s we are looking for here. It's hit it and we'll run 1. White moves on to 8. With him is Williams. He's on 18. It is 31 for 1 at the end of over number 7. 31 for 1. It is a lovely evening here at James Ronald Webster Park. It's the APL, and we welcome you. We are inviting you to come down because it's lovely cricket here at the JRWP. As we continue to say thanks to all our sponsors. And we are very happy to have you on board. Class FM, Radio Anguilla, Clean Stream, who will be here tomorrow. Mega Charles 54. They're all on board with us. Best Buy Supermarket, Safe Cargo. They're all on board. They're all on board. Anguilla Electronics, Lakes World, Aurora Restaurant and Golf Club. Here is Peters. Moves away to bowl to White. White is getting this one on the leg side. He's turning it down to mid wicket. Gets 1. Total moves on to 32. And White on to 8 to 9. White is on 9. Brings Leon Williams on strike. Peters walks back to the top of his mat. Turns from us here, the top of the commentator's booth end at the Gishard Stadium end. Here is Peters to bowl to Williams. Bowl to Williams. Williams is getting 1 that is rocked on the pad. That is never going to be out. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. That one was heading down the line of the leg side, and it was a bit high between the top part of the pads. 32 for 1 in the course of over number 8 being bowled by Peters from this the commentator's booth end. Peters turns, runs away. Bowl past umpire Morton. Bowl to Williams, and Williams is knocked back. He's sent back. Leg stump knocked back. And Williams goes bowled by Peters. And further setback for the Foreign Stars.
A very good Yorker indeed here, John. He was coming forward and played all over that delivery, and his leg stump was knocked back. But as I observed here, John, too, that the Foreign Stars, they are not attacking the bowling at all. They're just trying to play their strokes. And they have to remember that it's only 20 overs.
Well, not only that, they're not attacking enough, that they're running between the wickets. It is really unbecoming, and you know it is that puts pressure back on you as a batsman, because if that pressure is not transferred to the fielding team, it is transferred back to you, and you soak up that pressure, and pressure burst pipe.
Oh yes, we can recall that from days of old. Pressure burst pipe. And we see Lanville Harrigan, it seems as though he's not playing in the match today. Number 25, and he's just below us here from the commentator's booth. So I believe that they're confident that they can pull this one off. So I believe he wanted to take it, but I can remember, John, that last match he was a bit limping, so I guess he has an injury.
Right. So the lineup for the Razor Massive. The lineup for Razor Massive is Keyshawn Richardson, Kenroy David, Sherwin Peters, Ashawn Hodge, Akeem Charles, Rolando White, Akamel Rogers, Jerome Gums, Mark Gukaran, Richard Burton, and Keith Harrigan. So, yes, the new batsman is Shivnarine. Shivnarine, the new batsman. And it's Shivnarine Benjamin, the new batsman, replacing Dion Williams. Shiv taps away at the crease, waits for Peters. Peters runs away, passes umpire Martin, ball to Shiv. Shiv is getting one. This one is heading down the leg side. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second. No, it's a leg by signal. And strangely enough, no one was backing up any of the stumps. And yet the batsman just jacked through, settled for one, and said that's all we want. 1-1 will fill baskets.
Not in 2020 cricket, John, as we all know. Clearly, that was 2 long runs.
Well, in our book, in our site,
That's correct.
here is Peters to bowl to White. White is coming forward. Test match looking forward defensive stroke. Hanging his bat outside the off stump and saying, all I'm going to do is to push it outside the off stump. I'm not going to look to beat the mid off. I'm not going to look to get any runs here. I'm just going to come forward circumspectly. That's what he did. Here is Peters again. Turns to bowl to White. Passes umpire Martin. Bowls to White. White is getting a full pitch delivery. He's going to get runs here. Yes, he's going to get one now. David. An outstretched boot, could not get a boot onto it, and in the end gets one. All right, the end of over number 8, and at the end of over number 8, the Foreign Stars winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 34 for 2.
8 overs and 34 runs. To me, John, what these guys had to do from the onset. You have 6 overs, you try to score as many runs as possible because the fielders will be in. But now the fielders are widespread, and for you, you must clear the boundary so that you could push the score along. And this was a very good over for Razor Massive.
Indeed. I would want to know from our scorer if he can tell us who is playing in this game, whether it is Lanville Harrigan or Keith Harrigan. Because you see Lanville going back onto the field. He came off. It's Keith Harrigan should be playing. Oh, that's Keith Harrigan that has gone back onto the field. Lanville is over at the school, the grounds. And so it's Keith Harrigan who has gone back onto the field. So there is going to be a change in bowling from the far end. Wright has bowled out his 4, and it's going to be Burton who's going to be taking up the attack from the Central Polyclinic end. Burton bowling in his shades. A very diminutive figure, Burton. Bowls.
And John, if you observe, right, very interesting place fielding. And I think Lanville should move away from that deep long on position, because he's there, and the fielder, they're all dressed in the uniform. I think
yes, and he's very close to, and he should be stooping if he wants to go further back. Yes, now you're saying to him, you have to get low. You can't, that's not a place that you can be. You either have to get low or get away from there. Here is Burton to bowl to White, bowl to right, short. Oh, that one was short. That one had runs written all over it. Oh.
John, as you mentioned earlier, right, it seems as though White is trying to play test match cricket at this point.
Here is Burton to bowl to White. White is swinging this one down to backward square. Keith Harrigan is in attendance. And you have to be looking to put the man, exactly what I was saying, I was just about to say, you have to put him under pressure. He waited for too long.
That's correct, John.
You have to put Keith Harrigan. He doesn't have the best of arm, and that was 2 runs written all over it every day. Well, they got it in the end. The score has moved on to 36. Here is Burton to bowl to White. Short and hit down to long off. And should have been looking to, again, a fumble coming. Can't capitalize because they had settled for a long one. Score moves on by 1 to, is it 37 scorer? 37. Burton to bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin yet to score. Bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin is making room, giving himself room, but can't pass the man at extra cover. Looking for power and placement. There's a conversation now being had between Ashan Hodge and Kenroy David. Maybe he's saying you need to get ready to bowl some balls for me. Here is Burton to bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin is getting a wide one that is banging straight to the man again. Oh, with acres of space on the ground. He's picking out the man very well. They are playing only 3-man cricket here. Bowler, batsman, fielder. Here is Burton to bowl to Benjamin. Short, wide down the leg side. And White. And no wonder the White seemed to be carrying an injury, Kelsick. If you notice the way that he's running there, he took off there, he's carrying an injury.
Yes, it seems so to me, John.
So 3 runs.
3 wide.
3 runs added to the total. A wide signal by the umpire. Total moves on by 3 to 40. Here is Burton to bowl to Benjamin. Is pushing it again. All he had to do is to step to that one. That one was floated in the air, and he could have hit that one. Just put that left foot down the ground and he stroked that ball back past the bowler over the top, and he could have gotten runs. But he said, "No, I'm not going to be this aggressive," and not against the Razor Massive.
But John, as I said earlier on, right? It seems to me as the foreign stars, they come to relax, because that was a delivery. You use your feet down to it, get to the pitch of the ball, and that's a straight shot over the side screen there. But he just tended to just push it straight. But so far, they're not doing very well, John.
Well, the Razor Massive has strengthened the lineup. We saw Kenroy Peters. We know what he can do. We definitely know what Peters can do. We know what the likes of David, Ashan Hodge, Matt Kukaran. We know what they are all capable of. We saw last week what Keith Harrigan is capable of.
Exactly. That's the only. But to be honest, John, I was very disappointed with the penultimate over last week. With all the experience, he wouldn't have gotten those runs from my bowling.
Well, yes, the experience of Shaka Hodge, who gave away some 14 plus runs in that over. One would have looked really for him, to put the pressure on. But it wasn't to be so. It came right down to the wire. Tanta Maul was already singing her song. It was just not loud enough.
Not loud enough. I agree with you, John. Tanta Maul was shouting, but to no avail.
It's going to be Gukaran who's going to take up the attack from this commentator's booth end, long and long off. Deep extra cover, mid wicket, and the square leg, the man backwards square. We have a fine leg, short mid wicket, extra cover, and a man there at wideish backward point. Here is Gukaran to bowl to White. Bowls to White. White is looking to crash this one through the outside. Can't score. Ashan Hodge is quickly off his mark and threatens to throw down the stumps in. Don't leave the ground. I will throw your stumps down. Gukaran with number 22 on his back. Toss the ball from hand to hand. Passes the umpire ball to White. White is driving this one down to long off. They're only going to get one as White is carrying an injury. He moves on by 1 to 12. Benjamin yet to score. Total moves on by 1 to 40. 41 scorer. 41, yes indeed. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin. A change of field. The man on the mid-off boundary now goes into the circle, into a regulation mid-off position. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin. Full toss, pull to square to mid-wicket. And again, that's a gift not accepted. No ball, says the umpire, and a free hit. So 2 runs added to the total. Total moves on to 43. Benjamin is off the mark. He's on 1. Benjamin is on 1. Brings White into strike. A free hit. He has to... Well, the batsman changed over, so he can definitely move. Here is Gukaran to bowl to White. A free hit. Bowls to White. White is tugging this one down to long on. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. We'll get it easily too. Orlando Wright took a day and a half getting to that one. White moves on by 2. He's on 14. And the total moves on to 45. We're in the course of over number 10. It's Mark Gukaran to bowl to Ashley White. Gukaran bowls to White. White to this delivery is playing across the line down to backward square. Fungi fumbles, but quickly regains the position of the ball, sends the return in and restricts the batsman to just 1. Total moves on by 1 to 46. Ashley's on 15. Benjamin is on 1. Yeah, after this over, we are going to a strategic break. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin. He's hitting this in the air. Who is going to get there? It's no one. It's 1, 2, 3 bounces. White didn't see it, and it goes into the fence for 4.
That's a very good
A bit of comedian we looked at there. Comical. It looks very comical.
But in the end, he got 4 well-deserved runs. But John, I noticed too that it seems to me as the Foreign Stars, they're not really grasping the opportunities that they have to score runs.
Indeed. But on that occasion, Benjamin getting a boundary. Now the field goes back out. We say thanks to Najiko Insurance. It's a wall green. They are all on board with us. Here is Mark Gukaran and stopped by the umpire. Benjamin taps away, waits for Gukaran. Sees Gukaran, passes the umpire, bowls to him. He's flicking this one straight to the man at short mid-wicket. Can't score. The end of the over, and the end of over number 10. The Foreign Stars are winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 49, they are 50 rather. 50 for 2. 50 for 2 at the end of over number 10.
Slow going here, John. 10 overs, 5 runs per over. So I guess after the first session, which is the first 10 overs, that they will come back and attack the bowling, because 50 runs, and when you had 6 overs in the power play and you didn't even score 35 runs. So it leaves for them now to come back from the strategic timeout to go and attack the bowling for the Razor Massive.
Indeed. It was not the best half that we've seen. We saw a power play in which they scored 4 runs and over. 4 runs and over. And at the end of 10, they're scoring at 5. And even 5 runs and over. They will really have to look to step it up at the back 10.
Yes, and let me remind our listeners that Our sponsors, Jerry Suda, Maher J. Suda, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resort and Golf Club, Najiko Insurance, Carita Walgreen Lindholm, Zeri Beach Hotel, Republic Bank of Anguilla, King Ocean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Peace Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Safe Cargo, Best Buy Supermarket, Mega Charles 54, Clean Sweep, Radio Anguilla Class FM, Lloyd's Live 97.7 FM, Albert Lakes, and Remington Lake from Albert Lakes Department. And we are looking forward to more sponsors.
Lakes World.
And Lakes World, yes, Lakes World. And we're looking forward to have more sponsors come on board. And if you'd like to sponsor, it's 235-2288. Folks, we're reminding you to come out to the park. We have some lovely cricket here for you. Today we have the Stars, Foreign Stars coming up against Island Harbour. And tomorrow we'll have the Fountain Super Sixers coming up against the Blowing Points. The Pointers. The Pointers. So we look forward to having you here tomorrow. So far we have a small crowd here watching. It's a bit overcast, but no sign of rain so far. So folks, come on out to the Webster Park or tune into Radio Anguilla, Radio Anguilla, Class FM or 97.7. And we also would like, or you can join YouTube, Mega Charles 54, Green Stream, or Lloyd's Live. So come on out to Webster's Park to enjoy the cricket. So far, 10 overs, and the Foreign Stars, they are 50 runs from 10 overs. And John, describe for us the first 10 overs as you saw it.
Well, it is very similar to what we saw from the Beamers last week when we were speaking about two batsmen who, one of those batsmen were carrying an injury, and it's the very same thing that we saw. Long twos became long ones, and in the end the game came down to 2 balls. And so when you will remember that in one over we would have counted where you could have run 6 runs, and that was because you could have gotten 3 twos and they got 3 runs. And so if you are not going to be able, if you're not able to run, then you have to go helter-skelter. Give yourself an opportunity either to get the boundary, or to get 2, or to get the 6. And give yourself every opportunity, or get out. Give the batsmen that are waiting in the shed, because remember that the Beamers only lost 3 wickets. Only lost 3 wickets and just barely got 120 some odd runs. And so come in here, it's a very similar happening. And so skipper Ashley White will have to take on himself the responsibility of hitting the ball and giving the guys in the shed, the other batsmen, a chance whether to come in and bat or something to build on.
Yeah, but John, going back some years ago to the Masters tournament, we had a similar situation. So what the captain did, sent a message to the batters and look, retire hard so that we can get somebody who is able to hit the ball. And that was done, and Anguilla won that match. So all in all, I guess if you're not to par, you have an injury, just retire and allow the other batsmen to come.
Well, it's a T20 game, and 1 ball makes a difference. 1 ball makes a difference in every cricket game, much more so in T20, the shorter version of the game. It is... It's going to be Burton who is going to continue, take up that attack again. We're going to restart us from the Central Polyclinic end to bowl to White.
Very interesting place feeling here, John.
Very, very much so. Anything over the top of that man there is 4 runs. This one, oh, I just said it. I just said it. In fact, it has not gone for 4. It has not gone for 4. It has gone for maximum. It has gone for maximum 6 runs to Ashley. What a way to start the 11th over.
John, as I said before you mentioned it, the field placing, and the bowler delivered a short delivery, and he was able to place it right between those 2 men.
Well, it is exactly what I was saying. Anything over here, the top of him, or just to his right, is going to go for 4. And Ashley White said, no, I don't want 4. Why should I take 4 when I can get 6? He moves to 21. The total race is on to 56. Burton again, he's going to try to come back, bowl to White. This one is sitting 4 more. 1 bounce into the fence, 4 more. Ashley White says, I've heard you commentators, and I'm going to prove you that what you are saying is the right thing to do.
Exactly, and that was another good shot. Just leaning back and punching it between cover and extra cover down to the boundary for 4. Good shot indeed.
That's 10-2. That's 10-2. Ashley White was laboring on. The score was laboring on. There is a change in feeling. There are 2 men there. From mid-off from long-off to deep extra cover. There are 3 fielders. And so we are going to see a 6-3 field.
And John, very interesting field placing here.
Well, this is even more interesting.
That's correct.
This is even more interesting. The bowler is being put under tremendous pressure because anything past that extra cover is 4 more. Anything past him is 4, and he cannot get so straight. Anytime he gets straight, he's going to be going through the onside for runs. So, pressure. This is what good hitting does. Here is Burton to bowl to right, bowl to White. White is looking to play it across the line, and they are going to get 1. It's a leg buys. Is it? No, run says the umpire. So Ashley moves on by 1 to 26, and the total moves on to 61.
That was the ideal ball for him to hit anywhere he wanted.
He could have hit that. He should have gone straight back down, but it was a premeditated. He could have gone straight back down the ground. Burton to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin, who's getting 1 that is hitting straight to the man at the extra cover, can't score.
Well, feel it too.
It's Harrigan. No run resulting. Here is Burton to bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin is looking to turn this one on the leg side. No run result, rather, it's 1 leg by. 1 leg by. Doesn't make contact with the bat. Ball ricocheting off the pad. And Ashley White just laboring between the stumps. But he's hitting the ball. Here is Burton to bowl to White. Bowls to White. White is coming back and why are you trying to do that? When you can play the expansive shot, when you can hit the ball the way that we know that you can, and you are playing these cheeky shots.
Yes, John, I support you with that. Because that ball was right there for him to hit, and he's trying to play just too casual, and the ball just beating him and going through to the wicket keeper. But it's, in the end, it's a very good over there for the Foreign Stars, getting some 12 runs also from that over.
But when you remember that the first 2 balls yielded 10 runs. The first 2 balls yielded some 10 runs, and they were only able to get 2 runs from the additional 4 balls.
That is so true, John. But the Foreign Stars, I think from here now, after 11 they are what, 62?
62.
After 11 they are 62. So you have another 9 overs, and we do hope that they'll try to push the score a little bit further. Because we know Island Harbour, when they get into bat, they are going to attack from the word go.
Yes, and with their key bowler, one of their key bowler in the captain of Ashley White being handicapped by an injury, that can really put them further in some problems. It's going to be Mark Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin, passes umpire Martin, bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin is getting 1 that is wide, looking to cut, doesn't make contact, and wide, the call and signal by the umpire. Total moves on by 1 to 63. Ill discipline there by Gukaran. No ball in the first over, and this he let a wide in the first one. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. This delivery is getting down the leg side. Another wide. Well, a bit of ill discipline creeping into the game of the Razor Massive. Wide, no balls from the back of Gukaran. Here is Gukaran again. 2 runs. Not a ball yet. Gukaran to Benjamin. Benjamin is pushing it past Gukaran. Runs here. Only can get 1. Benjamin moves to 6. And the total to 65. 65 for 2. In the course of over number 12 being bowled. Here is Gukaran to bowl to White, ball to White. White is get wrapped on the pad. That one is heading down the leg side. Even from our vantage point, we are not directly behind the stumps, but that one was definitely going down the leg side. And not out says the umpire. Score moves on to 66 for 2. Ashley White, he is on 26. With him is Benjamin. He is on 6. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin, who is steering this one past Gully. And just to his left, he had to scamper away. Gets 1. Benjamin, he moves to 7. They were all 6s. Benjamin was on 6. Ashley White was on 26. And the score was 66. Oh, it was all 6. Benjamin spoils it. He moves on to 7. Brings Ashley White, who is on 26 on strike. The score is on 67. Here is Gukaran to bowl to White. He's hitting this one. It's not going to carry down too long off. They have gone for 1. They will look for a second. They are coming back for it. He fumbles the pressure of it. That's what pressure does. That should have been an easy field. It could come back for another one. Sloppy. Extremely sloppy. It should have been 1. He fumbled long off. And the return, it went to the keeper, went to the man that was backing up and went all the way down to square leg. And in the end, they got 3 runs. So Ashley moves on by 3 to 29, and the total on to 70. 70 for 2. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is playing it straight back to the bowl and no run resulting. He's not interested in runs. He's interested in survival. Here is Benjamin. He is looking to come back tomorrow. Here is Gukaran to bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin to this delivery is getting one outside the line of the off stump, who plays it to backward point. Can't hinder the single. Can't stop the single. Looking to prevent it was Burton. But in the end, Ashley White gets home. And at the end of over number 12, it's a Foreign Stars winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 71 for 2.
Very good going here again for the Stars, the Foreign Stars, pushing the score gently along. But at this point, they should be able to score at least 7 or 8 runs per over if they're going to give a challenging total. Because we recall last week, the Razor Massive, they were able to chase 124 runs, but they had their challenges with it. But runs on the board, as we always say, John, in cricket, are runs on the board.
Indeed, and I also think that the Beamers has a better bowling lineup than that of the Foreign Stars, and so we have to take that into account as well. It's going to be Kenroy David, who's going to take over from Burton, from the Central Polyclinic end on the Valley end. He's going to be bowling to White, captain of the, and that's Benjamin, sorry. Benjamin on the striker's end. He looks around and sees that there is deep extra cover. There is 2 men, deep extra cover, long on and mid wicket on the boundary. Short turn, wide is short turn, man. Backward point, very square, and mid on. Here is David to bowl to Benjamin, wide outside the line of the off stump. He starts with a gift for the Foreign Stars. Total moves on by 1, wide. Incurred there by the Razor Massive. And the extras are mounting up. 72 for 2. In over number 13. Here is David to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. This one he's cutting well. Runs here. Runs to be had. 1. They're going to come back for 2 for sure. And that's all they're going to get. The return comes in. Good looking stroke there by Benjamin. Finding the gap. Gapping it well. Not looking for power there. Looking for placement. Got it well. And in the end gets 2. Score moves on to 74. And Benjamin moves on to 10. He's on into the double figures. Captain on 29. Here is David to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is getting this one. Line on the leg side. On the leg stump. Coming off the pad. Getting 1. And leg by signal by the umpire. And the total moves on by 1 to 75. Brings Ashley White in strike. 75 for 2. Over number 13. Really high. The platform has been built. It's time to launch. Here is David to bowl to White. White is playing this one down to long on. Gets 1. White moves into the 30s. He's on 30. And the total on by 1 to 76. 76 for 2. Kenroy David, the new bowler. Seen him for the first time as the American Eagle. To our left leaves or shows. Here is David with some adjustment to the field. Moving the mid on. Interesting here now because anything in front of the wicket is a single. It's Benjamin to face. It's getting this one off the under edge into the offside. Can't stop the single. Benjamin moves on by 1 to 11 and the total moves on by 1 to 77 in the course of over number 13. Brings Ashley White with number 11 on his back on strike. Looks around. Tugs on his helmet. Looks again to see where the fielders are. Taps away and waits for Kenroy David. David runs away, passes umpire Josiah John, bowls to White. White is getting it through the onside. They have gone for 1. Will come back for a second. And no says White. I'm not coming back. I will not be able to get back. I am handicapped here with this leg, says White. And so he stays on the 1. And the total moves on by 1 to 78. 78 for 2. Over number 13 coming to a close here. Here is David to bowl to Benjamin. Passes umpire, bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin is looking to get this one through the offside. Doesn't make contact. The over comes to an end. And at the end of over number 13, it is Benjamin. He's on 11. With him is his captain, Ashley White. He's on 31. And at the end of over number 13, it is the Stars, the foreign Stars, winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 78 for 2.
Yeah, good going here again by the Stars, John. They are at 6 runs per over after 13 overs. That was 78. And they need to push along because from here on, it's going to determine how many runs they can get. And the field placing, as we mentioned earlier, John, is left to be desired. But the batsmen, they are not capitalizing at all.
Indeed. And the Webster ground always seem to be a big ground when you are defending. But setting a total here, not really looking to be aggressive. With the platform being built, it's some 7 overs remaining. With all of 8 wickets in hand, the foreign Stars will really have to put their head down. Ashawn Hodge coming back. Ashawn Hodge coming back to bowl in some 2 overs in his... Was it 2 overs in his opening spell? He has taken 2 for 12 in his opening over. Well, 2 overs, 12 runs. 1 for 12. Here is Ashawn Hodge to bowl to White. Is that one? Was that off the edge or is it a leg by? Leg by, says the umpire. Ashawn took 1 for 12 in his 2 overs, his first spell. Coming back here in his second spell. The next wicket taker is Peters. Here is Ashawn Hodge to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is getting one that is rocked on the pad and running through for a leg by. All extras are climbing up. 80, the score moves on by 1 to 80. 84-2 brings White back in strike. Field for White. Long on, long off. Extras a handsome 16 in just the 14th over. 16 extras. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Ashley White. Passes umpire Martin, bowl to White. White to this delivery. He's hitting this one. Down to backward square, 4 runs. The man from mid-wicket, Rogers, could only fetch it. Well, total moves on to 84. White is on to 34. Playing a very useful innings for his team. White, he's on to 30. That's 35 scorer. 35 is right, is White. The scorer says, no, you are way behind. It's 37. Here is one that is hit out of the ground. High, hard, handsome, and it's gone away for 6 runs. Lovely shot there by White, the captain of the Stars, the Foreign Stars. Tugging this one over mid-wicket. That goes away for 6. And the total runs on to 8 to a handsome 90. 90 for 2. 90 for 2 in the course of over number 14. White is on 43. White is on 43. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Ashley White. Bowl to White. White is again cheekily plays it down to short fine. Gets 1. He's on to 44 and the total moves on to 91. Well, it's going to be interesting to see where they get at the end of 14 and with the last 5. With the last 5, well, a bit of stretch to walk there been done to Benjamin. So the 2 batsmen seem to be injured, Kelsey.
Yes, they do, John. But all in all, as I mentioned earlier, John, from now on, the Stars, they have to push the score on because you're coming down to the final overs. Because after 14 overs, you have 6 overs. So you have to get at least another 50 runs from those 6 overs because this is 2020 cricket. One ball could go for 6 as we saw just a while ago, and then another ball could go for 4. So far, I think it's 11 runs from the over.
Yes, so far, so good. It's a very productive over for the Foreign Stars. Some 13 runs already. Some 13 runs already from this 14th over. Very productive for the Stars. Ashan Hodge, previously his opening spell, 2 overs costing some 12 runs, and already he's conceded 13 in this over. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Benjamin, bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is getting one that is pitched up, end of the over, no run resulting. It's a 91 for 2 at the end of over number 14.
Very good going here, John. That's the Foreign Stars, they decided, look, it's time for us to attack the bowling. And that's exactly what they did in this last over. And Ashan really, he's trying to bowl too short sometimes. And all the batters have to do, pick the ball and you just help it along to the boundary. We saw White doing that, getting a 6 and a 4.
Indeed. Some 13 runs yielded there from that 14th over with some 6 overs to go. It's a 91 for 2. Ashley White, he's on 44. With him is Benjamin, he's on 11. The batsman out. With Deon Williams for 18. Monix without scoring. Losing wicket at 8 and 32. So a very healthy partnership as well. Have yielded already 50 runs.
Very good going here so far. And then now they'll have to tell because John, batsmen, they are batters. We don't say batsmen, batters are still in the pavilion to come.
Well, it's some 59 runs partnership so far. It's going to be Kenroy David who's going to continue from the Central Polyclinic end to bowl to Ashley White, passes umpire John, bowl to White. White is hitting this one. Oh, there's a bit of football being played there by David. David is on the wrong field, and the Raymond Igesha Technical Center is on the other side.
That is so true, John.
Oh, he controlled the ball very nicely there. Fortunate for him, that wasn't off his shin. It's David again to bowl to Ashley White. Passes umpire bowl to White. White is looking for a big hee-ho down the ground. Ball coming back in from a natural angle and beating the inside edge. Should to be taken by the wicketkeeper. Kishan Richardson doing the honors behind the stump for the Razor Massive. He's a very very useful left-arm bowler, slow bowler. But for the tournament so far, he has to do the honors behind the stumps. Here is David to bowl to White. Bowls to White. White is pushing it to extra cover. In fact, the extra cover doesn't pick it up and it has gone out to the deep extra cover boundary. 1 run resulted. That is Ashley White. He moves on to 45 and the total moves on to 92. 92 for 2. Brings Benjamin, who is on 11 on strike. Taps away, waits for David, sees him, passes the umpire now, bowl to him, and this one is driven down to long on. That's the man, Kenroy Peters, comes off the boundary, fields, and sends the return to David. He's on to 12, is Benjamin. Brings Ashley White, who's nearing his 50. He's on 45. Can he bring it up with a big 6? One of those huge hits. We've seen him already for the day, hitting 2 of them. As he taps away and wait for David. David, to this delivery is White, hitting it. Oh, the man at mid-wicket is getting under it, but only sees it goes away for 6 more. That's his 50. Ashley White brings up his 50. He's on to 51. He's on to 51, and the total on to 98. Well, I was saying just that. The very thing I was saying, seeing him bring up his half century with one of those big 6s, and indeed that's what he did.
The ideal delivery for that, John.
Yes, it was short of a length, and a help me please delivery. Again, it's White who is hitting this one down the ground. He's going to get 1. And this is the kind of innings I know Ashley White could play. He is a very aggressive middle order batsman. He batted at number 3. The end of over, Ashley White, he's on 52. The end of over number 15, it is 99 for 2.
A very good over here for the foreign stars. And we see there White getting a well-deserved 50. And that ball that he received there from the bowler, that was easy because he had to just time the ball as he made that flourishing on drive between mid-wicket and mid-on. As John mentioned, all the man at mid-on had to just watch the ball sail between the both fielders. But good going, and as I mentioned earlier, that at this point of the game, the stars, the foreign stars, they have to push the score up.
Well, you will have to look at some 10 runs and over to get up to 150. Thereabout. 10 runs and over. Not an impossible task with only 2 wickets lost, but it's going to be Kenroy Peters who is going to take up the attack from the commentator's booth end.
And we say good afternoon to our lady, Zuma Webster. And she'll be on a little bit later with us. And the weather conditions here are ideal for cricket, John.
Indeed. Here is Peters to bowl to right. Right is advancing and hitting it. Down to long off. He can be caught here. He is. Orlando Wright. He didn't time it at all. He was just looking to hit that one out of the ground. And he hit it straight down the throat of Orlando Wright, who came around to his right and took a very simple catch in the end. White goes, job done, caught on the long off boundary for 52, and it is Reichel Cyril, who will be replacing him. But, well, Peters, when they needed a wicket, has gotten the the scalp of Ashley White.
A very well judged catch indeed, Johnny. He came across, he kept his eye on the ball, and he executed a brilliant catch. Because one of the things in cricket, as we know, John, you keep your eye on the ball as a fielder, and he really kept his eye on the ball and was able to make that catch look simple. So that's the wicket that the Razor Massive wanted, and we hope that the other batters will come along and try to put the score. So it's now 3 wickets down, and we still have 5 overs or so remaining in this innings. So once again we say good afternoon to Zulma O, and you'll be hearing from Zulma O a short while from now, and we're looking forward for other commentators to come along. We know that Tony Fleming is not on island this weekend, but nonetheless, tomorrow God's willing, we should have our other commentators here assisting. But all in all, folks, come on out to the Webster's Park. The crowd is building up slowly as this match between Razor Massive and the Foreign Stars continue. Foreign Stars, we know that they're going to try and make as many runs as possible so that they can make a match of this.
It's Reichel Cyril who has replaced Ashley White, the left-hander, the only left-hander in the Foreign Stars batting lineup. He can hit the ball. It's Peters. It's going to continue from this, the commentator's booth end, with the sun back with us in all its glory. Beautiful sunshine here. And there's a strong breeze blowing across. Peters runs away to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is playing it through the offside. And he's going to get 1. And now we can see the 1's being turned into 2.
But John, something that has been contentious over the years, having taken that catch, whether the fielders crossed or not, the new batter was supposed to face.
Well,
that's very contentious.
It is something that I've been asking, when are we going to introduce that into our APL, because it's something that has been introduced into cricket. And so it is the laws of the game right now that the new batsman has to face once the catch is taken.
That's correct. That's
nice.
correct.
You can't get a wicket and still is in a disadvantageous position. It's Cyril, the new batsman, taps away, waits for Peters. Peter to this delivery, he's driving, he can't score. A man there at extra cover fields, that's David. No run resulting, score remains on 100 for 100 being raised in the course of over number 16. Here is Peters to bowl to Cyril, bowl to Reichel Cyril. Cyril is playing this one down to deep extra cover. Good looking stroke there. The ball coming off crisply off the bat. 1 run resulted. Not putting any pressure at all on the fielder. And that could have easily been 2. Cyril is off the mark. And the total moves on by 1 to 101. 101 for 3. Peters moves away to bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin to this delivery is playing it on the onside. He gets 1. That's all it's going to be. As David moves away, fields. Score moves on by 1 to 102. 102. Benjamin is on 14. Brings Cyril, who is on 1, onto strike. Taps away. And his maroon helmet, diminutive figure, waits for Peters, who's this one is driving back down the ground, can't score. End of over number 16, and at the end of 16, the Foreign Stars winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 102 for 3.
Very good going again here for the Razor Massive. A very tight over there from Peters, and the batsman, I think, as I mentioned earlier, John, this is the time that you attack the bowling, because you have batters in the pavilion. So even if you get out at this stage, the other batters will be able to come and try to push your score along. Because if you try to contain, if the bowlers try to contain you and you lose a wicket, just give the other batters a chance so that could push the score along.
Well, you have to be aggressive. With only 4 of us to go, with some 7 wickets still in the hut, unless they know something that we don't know, then maybe the capability of the batsmen, they're wondering how capable they are. Well, you know, they still have the likes of...
And John, as I mentioned earlier, right, you know, field placing in this APL. Very, very interesting piece fielding we have seen.
Well, not sure what kind of field placement is this. In outfield, though, in these latter overs, would have expected a more defensive field, but it's with the whole corner open. This one is tucked through mid-wicket. They've gone for 1. Cyril is looking for a second, not Benjamin. Benjamin is not interesting. Cyril was looking for a second run. Benjamin said, I'm contented with my 1. 1-1 will help me to get where I'm going. Not sure it will help the team. Cyril, for the first time, will take strike from Kenroy David. The left-handed Cyril. Man at backward square. Man at forward square. Man at mid-wicket boundary. Long on, long off. They're asking the man to go out on the 3rd man boundary. They've asked the square leg to come to a regulation shot mid-wicket. And so he has to be, can't be too straight at all. Can't be too straight. Here is David to bowl to Cyril. Bowls to Cyril. Cyril is hitting this one straight past the man there at extra cover. It's 1. They're coming back for 2. And that's a wayward throw. Very wayward throw. And Cyril gets 2.
Good run in there, John. They decided from the onset it's going to be 2 runs, so they started off quickly, and they were able to make it quick.
Very comfortably.
Yeah, you know.
And they brought the mistake, a very wayward throw from Gukaran. It's going to be Kenroy David again to bowl to Cyril. Gets the ball. And not pleased with what the return was. Bowl to Cyril. Cyril is stuck in this one to the left of long on. They have gone for 1, looking for a second. They're not going to get it. Benjamin is very, very slow off the mark. He was backing up. You are the non-striker. You have to really look for that run. He wasn't keen, and so they only get 1. Total moves on to 106. Cyril on to 4. Brings Benjamin, the right-handed batsman, on 15 on strike. Here is David to bowl to the right-handed Benjamin. Bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin to this delivery is hitting this one down to long off. They have gone for 1. Now he's looking for 2. Now and he sends him back. Oh, this could be trouble. That had 2 runs all over it. All over it. He started, he said yes, then he said no, and it had 2 runs. Cyril almost ran 2 runs by himself.
That's correct. I mean, at this point of the game, you have to get as many runs as possible. The fielder did not pick up the ball, and you were in your respective creases, so there was 2 long runs.
But it wasn't his call. It was Cyril who was going to the danger and to the nearer end. And Cyril said yes, he was on his way. And then he said, no, you have to go back. Here is David to bowl to Cyril. Cyril is crashing this one. Oh, to deep extra cover. For a moment, he would have looked to gap that one. Didn't find the gap. So he gets 1. Cyril, he's on to 5, and the total to 108. 108. In the course of over number 17. With 3 overs to go after this one. Here is Kenroy David to bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin is hitting this one. Back pass to David. They've gone for 1. And settling already for the single. Kenroy Peters comes off the boundary. Feels it. the end of over number 17, and at the end of 17, the Foreign Stars winning toss choosing to bat there 109 for 3.
18 balls left in this innings, John, and 18 3. You need at least 3 runs per ball so that you'll have a respectable total. But as we keep saying, runs on the board. So we don't know what tactics that the Foreign Stars are going to use. You have 3 overs remaining. There are ones that you could have turned into 2s, but you're not really taking advantage of it.
You have to look for at least 10 to 12 runs and over now. David, this is Peters. Over number 17 to bowl to Benjamin, bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is tugging this one, can't score. Straight to David at short mid wicket. Score remains on 109. Well, Benjamin being at the crease from very early, should have had his eye in. Here is Peters to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is getting this one off the inside in a portion of the bat, more to the bottom of the bat. Gets one to the right of mid wicket. Benjamin is on to 17, and the total to 110 for 3. The men gone is Dion Williams for 18, Monix without scoring, and Captain Ashley White for 52. Here is Peters to bowl to Cyril. Bowls to Cyril. Cyril is getting a slow ball. That one is going to be not out. And this could be, this is going to be a simple out. Simple as you can say. That is very ill-disciplined cricket there by Benjamin, and he's going to blame his partner, but that was a run.
A long run there, John, because the ball was pitched outside the leg stump. He swung at it, and then the ball ricocheted onto the offside. He set off for the run, but the batsman there did not respond. A long run, because as we mentioned earlier, at this point of the game, you have to put the pressure on the fieldsmen.
Well, in over number 17, in over number 18, I am not sure what Benjamin is. He has been looking like a test player from the initial part of his innings, and so up to this point, he has not gotten out of that frame of mind. Exactly,
John. Exactly, because this is the point of the game. At this point of the game, you're coming into the final overs, so you need as many runs as possible. That a long run, because the ball ricocheted off the pads. The ball was pitched outside the leg stump. They appealed, but the ball clearly from off viewpoint here, missing leg stump, going into the offside.
Oliver.
Missing the leg stump and calling for the run, and no response. Very bad cricket day.
You said bad. I said poor. Extremely poor cricket by Benjamin. At this stage of the game, you have to look for even a half or quarter run, you have to turn into one. That's poor bit of batsmanship there by Benjamin. Cyril was looking for the single, and Benjamin said, I'm not interested in that at all. I want to stay here, I want to see tea, then come back tomorrow. Oh, it is Peters' turns. Bowl to Oliver, the new batsman. Bowl to Oliver. He's hitting this one between the long off and the deep extra cover. They have gone for one. Not a good bit of cricket there. They have gone for two. Looking for a third is Oliver, and Benjamin again is directing traffic. Well, Oliver is the police officer. Benjamin is not the officer. It is Desmond Oliver who is the officer. But I know that Desmond Oliver, he's an investigator, but we have the traffic police in the person of Benjamin. 2-2 Oliver. This one, Oliver is hitting through extra cover, can't score. Score remains on 112. Oliver is on 2. Oliver is on 2. Benjamin is on 17. He's been there for a very long time. soaking up a number of deliveries. Here is Peters to bowl to Oliver. Bowl to Oliver. Oliver's bowl. Oh, isn't he bowl? He is. He's bowl. Oliver is bowl. Oliver is bowl. Gone.
A short delivery coming back at him. He did not get all the height that he expected, and he just went on the bat and he was bowl leg stump. So there you have it again with Benjamin. Benjamin seemed to me that he's not such an alert batsman in picking up the runs.
And exactly what is happening. So instead of the batsman knowing that if I play this ball here, I'm going to get one and put pressure on the fielder, he knows that he has to go for the expansive shot. He has to go for the big hit. And in the end, it causes Oliver his wicket. Oliver goes, ball by Peters for 2. And it's 112 for 5. So wickets going at 8, 32, 99, 110, 112.
Yes, good going here again for the Beamers.
For the Razor Massive.
The Razor Massive. Really getting the breakthrough that they wanted. And John, as we can say, we give kudos to them, because after losing their first wicket, the foreign stars, they settled in. And the captain there playing a very decent now. Yes.
So the new batsman is Ashby. Ashby, the new batsman. Here is Kenroy. Is pulling. Oh, not timing that one was Benjamin. Look at what we are saying. Ashby has touched down. Ashby has touched down. Looking for a second. And Benjamin is just ambling. Oh, poor cricket.
Poor cricket indeed. Poor cricket indeed, Jack.
Over number 19. Score is 113. 113 for 5. Here is Kenroy David to bowl to Ashby. Bowls to Ashby. Ashby is getting one that is looking to run down the leg side. Ball is a wide. This is the umpire. Score moves on by 1 to 114. Ashby is yet to score. Ashby yet to score. Benjamin, he is on 17. Rather, 18 is Benjamin. 18 is Benjamin. Ashby yet to score. Here is Kenroy David to bowl to Ashby. Ashby is, well, not sure how that ball didn't hit the stumps. Oh, it's as if the stump just shifted a bit. That ball, all looked like our stump knocked back. And the ball just ducking the ball at the last moment.
He went for that elaborate off drive and missed it completely.
David turns at the top of his mark at the Central Polyclinic end, runs away past umpire Josiah John, bowl to Ashby. Ashby is playing this one off the inside edge, getting it to short, fine leg, and the keeper hand hit the wicket, and 1 to Ashby. Ashby is on 1. Total moves on to 115. 115. Whether or not this would be enough, it's left to be seen. It's Kenroy David. Walks back to the top of his mark. Turns. Walks. Then breaks into a run. Passes umpire, ball to Ashby. He's getting a wide. That's going to be runs here. They've gone for 1. Looking for a second. When he's now looking for a second, as when Ashby had gone down the wicket and turned back. Well, this can't be poor cricket from Benjamin. You can't see poor cricket at this level.
At this point of the game, this is where you need to get as many runs as possible.
Here is David to bowl to Ashby. Ashby's pushing this down the offside. He's going to get runs here. He's going to get 1. He moves on by 1, 2. He's on 2 on the total. 118 confirmed by the scorer. 119 says the scorer. Didn't score that extra run. Here is David again to bowl to Benjamin. Benjamin drives down to long off. They've gone for one. They're coming. Oh, and there is Ashby looking for a second. And Benjamin is just humbling in.
John, it's one of the things. You're into the final overs. You need as many runs as possible. That was too long on because the man is way on the long off boundary.
Well, it's not the final over for the day. It is for the innings. It's for the day, according to Benjamin. So he's going to look to come back tomorrow. Here is David to bowl to Ashby. He's getting one on one outside the line of the off stump. Doesn't make contact. And at the end of over number 19, it's 120 for 5.
Yes, it seems that we're going to have a repetition of the game we had last week Saturday, because 120 and we're into the final over coming up now. But all in all, the foreign stars, you have 6 deliveries coming up. You need at least 14 or 15 runs in this over so that you'll have a competitive score. So we don't know what's going to happen here, John.
And exactly what we were saying last week, exactly what happened last week, the very exact thing is repeating itself here today. Will it be the very outcome? We wait to see, because the batting lineup for the Razor Massive has been strengthened. It has been strengthened. The bowling attack for the Foreign Stars is not as good as that of the Beamers. So we wait to see what we are going to see. We have seen stranger things happen. Ashan Hodge with the final over from this the commentator's booth end for the Razor Massive. The captain taking up the responsibility to bowl the final over. In this the first 20 overs of this encounter. The Foreign Stars winning the toss, choosing to bash. Ashan Hodge passes umpire Morton, bowls to Benjamin. They have gone for one, looking for a second. Ashby is coming back. So too is Benjamin for the first time he is keen, and one shot, and it is Benjamin. One shot, and it's Benjamin. One shot. Interesting here.
Very, very interesting.
It is very interesting. He should have taken his long one. That's what he's accustomed to. 121. Exerting that amount of energy, but getting still one run. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Benjamin. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is hitting this one in the air. Who's getting under it? Ashan Hodge is getting under it, and he takes the catch. He takes the catch. Benjamin goes. His test innings comes to an end. And at the end of his innings, he falls for 20. Falls for 20 in the course of over number 20. Benjamin goes. Caught and bowled by Ashan Hodge for 20, and the score is 121. 121 for 6. 1-1 for 6. The new batsman is going to be Ferguson.
John, that was a poor shot. That ball was short enough, and instead of rocking back, he was coming forward. He had to rock back and pull that ball between mid-on and mid-wicket. But I don't know, John, as I mentioned earlier, in our days of playing good cricket, John, we know what we would have done.
I remember, not so far along that I would have been interested in playing in this league, because the wicket is a good one, and these gentle medium pieces, you would love to prance all over them. Here is Ashan Hodge. Ball number 3 of this final over. To bowl to Ashby. Bowl to Ashby. Ashby is getting a full pitch delivery that is driving straight back to the bowler. No run resulting. What a very good over so far. 1 run, 1 wicket, 4 ball conceded so far.
Yes, a good over there by the captain. And I guess, John, well, as we say, runs on the board is runs on the board. But what I've witnessed here this afternoon is that the Foreign Star did not take advantage of the bowling.
No. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Ashby. Ashby's driving this one. Nice looking shot. Down to long on. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second. For a moment, the national board there was in a bit of danger. Ashby, he moves on to 4. And the total moves on to 123, the very same place the Beamers ended up last week. Will it be the very same score that they are going to defend this week? The Razor Massive. Here is Ashan Hodge, the ball to Ashby. Ball to Ashby. Ashby to this delivery. Is swinging this one. It's going to go through backward square. They have gone for one. They are looking for a second. Ashby is not interested. Ferguson is not interested. And that's 124. Wait. Isn't that the end of the over? The scorer says 1 ball to go. 1 ball to go. Ashby is on 5. That brings Ferguson. That brings Ferguson, the new batsman, to face the final ball of this, the Foreign Stars innings. Here is Ashan with number 18 on his back. Moves away, passes umpire Morton to bowl to Ferguson. Bowl to Ferguson. A big expensive hit. They have gone for one and they will get home. 1 run, 125. 125 is where the Foreign Stars has gotten 125 for 6 at the end of their 20 overs.
Well, John, let's see what happens here today. Last week, they had to chase 124 to win, and now today they have to chase 126 to win. But all in all, it's very disappointing batting performance from the Foreign Stars, because they had the opportunity to score at least 150 runs and did not take advantage of some of the loose bowling that they have. But all in all, as we know in cricket, runs on the board is runs on the board. So therefore, in their turn at bat, Razor Massive, they will be trying to get all the runs.
Well, the end of 20, Foreign Stars winning the toss, choosing to bat. The last wicket, the first wicket, and when the score was on 8, it was Monix who went back without scoring. When the score was on 32, it was Dion Williams who went back for 18. Well, with a really good partnership. With a really good partnership between Captain Ashley White and Benjamin. It was Ashley White who went back when the score was 99. He scored some 52. When the score was 110, they lost their 4th wicket. With their score on 112, they lost their 5th. And they lost their final wicket on 121. And a Mountain 125, winning the toss, choosing to bat. Well, 125 is what they will have to defend. It is not what they would have loved to get up to, but it's what they will have to defend, because it's all that they could have mustered at their turn of at the crease. The Razor Massive would not have been disappointed losing this toss and restricting the Foreign Stars to 125. It's 2 runs more than what they had to chase last Saturday, and in beautiful sunshine they are expecting to overhaul this total. Nonetheless, it is cricket. It is a game of glorious uncertainty, and 125 is a task they will have to get off 120. The APL will not have been possible without sponsors, and with the likes of whom we are going to hear, with Lakes Wall and the likes.
Good afternoon to our listeners, and thank you for joining us here at JRWP. And we just had the game with Foreign Stars versus Razor Massive, and of course, Foreign Stars out for 125 for 6 or 20 overs. And this afternoon, we again want to remind you that we are open to sponsorship, and if you're feeling like game or anything of that sort, you can always call us here at the JWP, and you can speak to Alkins Rogers. I think his number is 235-2288, and he will be very excited to take your call and to offer your sponsorship. And we'd like to thank those persons who graciously agreed to sponsor the tournament. We'd like to thank Lloyd's Live, 97.7 FM, Class FM, Radio Anguilla, Clean Stream, Mega Charles 54, who are always here with us, Best Buy Supermarket, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete's Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Safe Cargo, King Ocean, Republic Bank of Anguilla, that is the Republic Bank Anguilla, Zimmy Beach Hotel, Tarita Walgreen Lendam, Magical Insurance, Jerry Sudar Miha, and that should be Jerry Sudar and Miha J. Sudar, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resorts, and the Golf Club. Thank you all for your sponsorship, and again, we'd also like to thank Lakes World for coming on board, and there's room for many, many more, so please call us here at the Webster Park, and we'll be glad to accept your sponsorship to make this tournament an exciting one.
Indeed, it is because of you and your kind gestures why we are able to put on the APL, and so we say thanks to the chairman of that committee, Mr. Alken Rogers, and his team for ensuring that APL Season 2 2022 is alive and well, and bigger, better things are happening here in Anguilla, and we say to Ann Pearls, congratulations, is returning as president the Anguilla Cricket Association, and we do wish her and her team every success going forward as they try to lift cricket to new heights here in Anguilla. So it's the break here at the James Ronald Webster Park, where the foreign stars taking on the Razor Massive, the foreign stars from in and around various countries, and they hail from Guyana, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they are St. Lucia, wherever they are hailed from, and they resides right here in Anguilla, and they have chosen to come on board all by themselves and call themselves foreign stars, and they have won the toss today, choosing to bat against the Razor Massive, and they didn't have such a promising start, but there was a good partnership between Ashley White and Benjamin Shivnarine, and the innings seemed not to be going anywhere at the halfway mark. There was some 60 or 50 for 2 at the end of over number 10, but with some injection into the innings we saw from Ashley White before he was finally dismissed, and in the end the Stars could not have gotten that move on that they so dearly would have loved to in the latter part of their innings. But in the end, they amounted some 125. And in cricket, as you would have heard time and time again, cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, and runs on the board are indeed runs on the board. And so to all the persons who have joined us, Keith Stonegraves, who are off island, who is indeed locked in, I believe, wherever he is, and the likes of Jacob Pearls and those Frankie Claxton right here in the west, who are locked in, ensuring that he stay through to what is happening right here at the JRWP. To all those in cyberspace, to those in their homes, wherever you are, on the street corners or in your office, wherever you are on the job and you are taking our coverage, we are glad to have you on board, and it's a pleasure for us to bring you the coverage as it unfolds right here. And so we do invite and encourage for more sponsorship wherever you are. We are saying whatever little you can do for us here, it will enhance the prizes for our cricketers and in the building of the game. As we have some more, we're going to take you back to our comments person who has some more sponsors for us.
While we're hitting up those overseas who are tuning to, whether it's Proper. Everybody knows Proper's present in the United States and performing nicely. I heard from him a couple days ago. He's doing wonderful. Proper, good afternoon to you from the JRWP. And again, we want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Remington Lake and the Lakes World, who sponsored $1,000 for the individual award, and that is the Man of the Match, an individual award. And there are many more individual awards. We'll have a list of those for you that you can sponsor. And also, we've got the teams themselves that you can sponsor. And we'd like to thank all of them for all those persons rather who have already contributed to the sponsorship, and we're calling on more persons to come on board. It's good for your advertisement. It's good for the public to know that you're willing to offer your contribution to this worthy cause.
Indeed, a worthy cause indeed, a very worthy cause. We see where the likes of Casey Carty, who would have started in St. Martin, but plays straight for Anguilla in the under-19 and in the senior league. And so he has moved on to the West Indies. He played in the just concluded one-day international versus the Netherlands, which they handsomely, easily won 3-0. They were expected to beat the Netherlands, and so they did beat the Dutch 3-0, taking some 30 needed points that were up for the taking. So they move on to the West Indies will move on to Pakistan. We've seen the likes of Jamal Hamilton, the likes of Umari Banks from the humble beginnings of the JRWP. We have seen Chesney Hughes, Munson Hodge, who by now we would have thought would have made it onto a senior West Indies team. Not to be, but I'm sure that he has not given up and that he will continue. He is currently playing for the Leeward Island. He's the Leeward Island opener. And you remember at close of play on the number 2, they were he was two not out versus the Jamaica, who would have posted some 302 versus the Leeward Island. Munson Hodge was not out, and 2. Also Kieran Powell was there, and so I'm not sure what they would have moved on to at the lunchtime score, but I know at close of play that was the score. Lee was replying to 302 made by Jamaica, who are 4 without loss.
So we're here at the JWP where we're awaiting the start of the next game. The game, who will be playing the next game? The next game coming up?
The next game tomorrow. The next game it's going to be the second innings. The second innings, it's going to be the Razor Massive, who will be trying to overhaul the 125 scored by the Foreign Stars. Foreign Stars, as you heard, would have scored 125. And if you're just joining us, we say good evening, good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are in the world. We welcome you to our commentaries, to our broadcast. And it is the Foreign Stars taking on the Razor Massive. The Foreign Stars winning the toss, choosing to bat in this 20-over-side affair. The Foreign Stars scoring some 125, with the premium scorer being Ashley White with 52. Coming up tomorrow, it's going to be a table topper clash. It's going to be none other than the Farrington Super Sixers. They will be coming up against the Blowing Pointers. The Pointers, who so far has secured 2 victories, play 2-1-2. And so they will be looking to topple over the big guns of the Farrington Super Sixers, will they be able to? It's all left to be seen. The Super Sixers will be looking to make it 2 from 2. As we are awaiting the commencement of this, the second innings. It is the creator, Bobby Blacks, who, you know, even on a holiday yesterday, was down here working feverishly on this wicket. You know, I saw him, I was with him for a bit yesterday morning, and you know, he has done a tremendous job in ensuring that the wicket is up and running and ready for play. We are seeing that sheen, that nice sheen coming back to the wicket. You know, the wicket is a new laid wicket, and it's just been tested, and already we are seeing that the wicket, the track, has something to offer. It has something for the seamers, has much to offer for the spinners as well. So it has some bounce and turn for the spinners, and even with the new ball, and it is giving you a purchase, and for the seamers it carries through nicely to the wicket keeper.
As we wait the start of the next
Second innings.
second innings, we see the team warming up very nicely here and looking forward to making a go of the second innings. And as we look out on the horizon, we're noticing some clouds moving up here. According to Kelsey earlier today, I think it was John who said, we talk about cricket and we get rain. Other than that, there's no rain in Anguilla.
Indeed. You know, you have to advertise cricket to fool the rain. You have to advertise cricket. Even when we don't have cricket, you have to say we have cricket so that the rain will come.
We do need the rain though because the grounds are pretty parched, and one shower alone will do a good job here. You know, as you can see, the park is pretty dry.
Yes, it is that time of year as well, as we welcome the summer months with us. We are already into the summer, and we recognize that, you know, very early in the year it is hot, and so we are expecting no difference. We would love to see the season change. We would love to see that we get some rain in this summer season, because I tell you what, it's not just hot, it is very, very hot.
Very humid.
You know, yesterday I was in the sun for a bit, and my God, when I was done, I was like parched. It drains you. I know what it feels like for the construction workers to be out there in the field working. But it's cricket we are talking, and we are saying that it's live cricket from the JRWP. It is the superstar, is the turn of the stars taking on the foreign stars, are taking on the Razor Massive. We have had the first innings. It's the foreign stars winning the toss, choosing to bat, and they mounted some 125, and it's the turn of the Razor Massive to reply, to try to overhaul, and the turn for the stars to defend their 125. Will they be able to? It's left to be seen. Tomorrow it's the turn of the Farrington Superstars, the Farrington Super Sixers rather. The Super Sixers will come up against the Pointers. That is indeed a big clash. It's Leon Lake taking on Masimba Bowen. But more than Masimba Bowen, the likes of veteran Terry Adams, they're all there, ensuring that the Farrington Super Sixers staying alive, hard hitting, and Dan, as we know him, and Daniel Proctor. You have to come out and see Daniel Proctor in full flight. When he's going, he's almost unstoppable when he's going. and we have seen the all spin attack of the Pointers. Will they be able to penetrate the Super Sixers? We wait to see that tomorrow. But it's cricket, lovely cricket today. It is the superstar, it is the foreign stars taking on the Razor Massive. And all this is made possible because of our sponsors. And our sponsors, we say thank you very much to the likes of our sponsors.
Sponsors, yes. We're going to bring you up to date with our sponsors. Lakes World, who sponsored $1,000 for the individual award, and we'd like to also thank those who have already contributed, like the likes of Jerry Suda, Nihar J. Suda, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resort and the Golf Club, Magical Insurance, Harito Walgreen, Lindum, Zimmy Beach Hotel, Republic Bank of Anguilla, King Ocean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete's Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Safe Cargo, Best Buy Supermarket, Mega Charles 54, Clean Stream will be with us tomorrow, Radio Anguilla, who's always with us, Class FM, and Lloyd Live, also 97.7 FM. Those are our sponsors, and we are open to many more.
Indeed. So far, Pointers, they are top of the table. They have played 2, they have won 2, and they have some 6 points. The Superstars, that's they have played 1, that's the Farrington Superstars. They have played 1 there, 1 game. The Foreign Stars have played 2 before today. They played 2, 1 losing 1 loss, 1 victory. There is a massive. They played 2 as well, winning 1, losing 1. And the Beamers in 5th position, playing 3 and losing all 3 of their games. So the point standing so far, Pointers 6 points. The Farrington Superstars, they are 3 points. The Foreign Stars, they are 3 points. But the Superstars are ahead of them because they have played 1, and their net run rate so far, the Pointers is 21, and for 21. The Superstars 60. The Foreign Stars negative 18.27. The Razor Massive negative 0.40. And the Beamers negative 29.83. So we are seeing the rolling of the pitch being supervised by the umpire. The players are already out there. The opening batsmen are also there. It is Kenroy David and Kishon Richardson who are in the middle. And we'll start the reply to the Foreign Stars 125. So Kishon Richardson will take strike, and it will be Jim Felix. Jim Felix will be coming from the far end. He will be bowling to Richardson. So the completion of the rolling of the pitch, and the roller is leaving the pitch now, being driven there by the man John Jeffers. We know him in these spaces as Bobby Blacks. So it's going to be Jim Felix who will be taking up the attack. Will be starting from the Central Polyclinic end. Slipping back into the coming straight next to me is the man Kelsick, Kishon Richardson, the left-handed batsman. And the right-handed batsman is Kenroy David. He's the non-striker. And very surprising that the umpires didn't switch ends, Kelsick.
Well, I observed that throughout the tournament last year and this year. And the umpires, I guess because it's a one-in, they did not change at all.
It's two innings, and according to the game, they should be changing ends. Not to be today. And it's going to be Felix.
Felix. John, if you observe the field placing again.
Oh, there's no square leg. There's a slip, backward point, a cover, extra cover, mid-off. Mid-on, mid-wicket. All in the circle. The two men out, the third man and the fine leg. And I will tell you something after this ball is bowled. Jim Felix, the ball to Kishon Richardson, ball to Richardson. Getting one that is backward point, can score. Monix is not the most runner. He's not the most easy runner that you would see. And to have him on the fine leg boundary is questionable.
Well, perhaps if the fielders can pick that, the batters can pick that up, it will be plenty runs for them.
Felix moves away, passes umpire ball to Kishon. Kishon is driving, that ball is bouncing back to the wicket keeper. Wasn't sure where it went to Kishon Richardson, left-handed batsman. You know, one of those fielders said last time around, and they have never found a batsman who hit the ball as hard as he does. But he doesn't stay long at the crease. Here is Felix, the ball to Kishon. Drives well. This is runs. They have gone for one. You can give up your leg, Oliver. That's 4 runs.
Very good shot indeed. Very good shot. Just coming forward and placing that between cover and extra cover down to the boundary for 4. Pleasant shot indeed, John.
What a way to get off the mark. A ball pitched up outside the line of the off stump, and he eased himself into the shot, and he split the gap between extra cover and mid-off, and it went racing to the extra cover boundary for 4.
Good shot indeed. Very, very good shot.
Felix. Right arm around the wicket from the Central Polyclinic end to bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is driving again. On this occasion, Olivier Fields can't stop the single. Returns comes in. Been backed up there. In the end, feel the move. The batsman crosses over. Total moves on by 1-5. Brings David, right-handed batsman, to in strike. Well built David. Hits the ball very hard as well. Kishon, the tall of the two openers. Left and right-handed combination. Asking the field to change over. And still long on the. And there are 3 men out. Oh, and now it is being spotted. The fine leg is being asked to come into the ring. So it's Ferguson off the fine leg boundary. So the mid-off has been posted as a long off, and the third man, and the 2 men out. It's going to be Felix to bowl to David. Passes umpire over the wicket, bowl to David. David is getting a good delivery. A pitched up delivery coming in on the angle. David was looking for an expansive drive there, but that one was swinging in. It was coming in with the arm and off the edge onto the pad. No run resulting. Good delivery. Here is Felix again to bowl to David. Passes umpire, bowl to David. David is getting this one down the leg side, and the arms of the umpire is outstretched to say you have transgressed there, Felix, and I can't allow you to get away with that one. Total moves on by 1-6. Extras move on by 1. Wides. Here is Felix again to bowl to David. Bowl to David. David is placing his 4 runs. As easy and as simple as that one. The man there at extra cover diving over the ball at cover, and this is not the wharf. He appeared to have been diving off the wharf there at Cockross Bay, and ball racing into the extra cover boundary, 4 runs.
A well-timed shot indeed to John. He timed that one beautifully. It was outside the off stump, and he spotted it early and just came across and stroked it nicely past the man. As you said, dive in, but to no avail. Very good shot. And a very good start here by the Razor Massive.
Well, they have raced on to 10 from the first over. Well, 10 at the end of over number 1.
And I believe, John, that their tactics is to attack the bowling from the word go. And this is exactly what they are doing.
Well, by nature, David is a very aggressive batsman. And Kishon, if you are loose, he is going to capitalize. And so it's going to be Michael Ferguson from this the commentator's booth end to bowl to the left-handed Kishon Richardson. The left-handed Richardson. To him, we are seeing one man that is posted on the third man boundary, the only man out. And I'm not sure why the deep extra cover is not out for Kishon. Because if you're going to bowl an offside line, an off stump line, that extra cover must be in place for Kishon Richardson because he loves to cut the ball. He loves to cut, he loves to pull.
Very interesting free placing. Very, very interesting job. Backward point, cover, extra cover, mid off.
And the mid off is wide. So, gonna be interesting is Ferguson. We wait to see the line he bowls and the length. Bowls to Richardson wide. Straight to slip. Well, is that a wide? Scorer, what would you score in your book? That cannot be a wide. The ball has gone to slip. How can that be a wide? Well.
Because it passed the wicket on the offside.
Well, that's a broad. That's not a wide. That's a broad. That should be counted as 2. Well, the score has moved on to 11. 11 for no loss. A very good start here by the Razor Massive. It's Ferguson to bowl to Richardson. Passes the umpire. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is getting one outside the line of the off stump. He stretches another wide. Well, that one is a wide. That one is a wide. So how can you say that one is a wide? And the first one was also a wide.
Yes, it's a wide, but as you mentioned, it's broad.
Well. We have to have some different, description of these, and extra runs. A wide is 1, and a broad should be 2. Here is Ferguson to bowl to Richardson. Bowls to Richardson, short, and he's helping this one down to fine leg. They have gone for 1. We have seen the urgency in the running immediately from these 2 batsmen. They were through for the first and looking for any misfield to come back. Wasn't to be.
John, that's exactly where the foreign stars they were lacking because they just plowed through for the first run instead of trying to get a second.
Yes, and they settled very early for 1. But it's 13 for no loss. Over number 2 in progress. It's extras. Extras are on 3. 6 is Richardson and 4 is David. Ferguson. For the first time, he's going to be bowling to the right-handed batsman. That is David. Runs away past the umpire. Bowl to David. David is hitting this one down to long on. They are going to get through for a single. 1 run taken. It was hit hard, but he still came through for the single. David got off his bat and said, I hit the ball and I'm not going to be sleeping on my bat. And so I need my run. Got it quite easily in the end. Shiv could not have done anything to that. Benjamin, he was sleeping while he was batting and he's sleeping now he's feeling.
Yeah, should have been moving in with the bowler, but he did not.
Shiv, he's anchored on the 30-yard circle. Now we see that he's moving in. He just heard us. Here is Ferguson to bowl to Kishon Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson's turning his one again down to fine leg. Well, he's finding the fielder. He moves on by 1 to 7 and the total moves on by 1 to 15. 15 in the course of over number 2 in search of 126 for victory. The Razor Massive. Can they cut through the star? We wait to see. Chain feeling. Left-handed, left-hand, right-hand combination. At every run, the field has to turn over to accommodate the batsman. Here is Ferguson, passes umpire Morton, ball to David. David is getting one, is short, it's hit, it's high in the air. Benjamin gets under it and takes the catch. Wicket given away uselessly. And Ferguson, having the knock of taking wicket, has taken the first one for the Foreign Stars.
A bad shot indeed, John. The ball was short. You could have pulled that ball anywhere, but he got under it too much and only get to hit it high in the air. And the man there at short mid-on just took an easy catch.
Well, he was looking for power rather than placement. And so with going through looking for power, the ball came off at the lower part of the bat and went in the air, not timing it, because that ball should have gone out of the ground. If you ask me, that should have, the shot was on. The shot was on, but he was looking for power rather than placement. Didn't time it and losing his wicket, David.
And that goes to what we were saying there to John, is that the field placing. Because had he hit that ball the orthodox way, man, nobody's going to get it.
They would have been fetching it all out of the boundary. Well, it's the Leeward Island all around there. Peters, Kenroy Peters, who makes his way to the middle. Peters to replace David. Last time around, he didn't stay long. The Razor Massive will be looking for him to stick around for a longer period this week. And in this game, he joins left-handed Sean Richardson. These are players who have played against each other for a number of years. Anguilla versus St. Martin. And they're very familiar with each other.
And John, as we mentioned too, very, very interesting to facing. Now you have long leg and wide third man.
Here is Ferguson to bowl to Richardson. So Richardson is driving. He can score. Man at mid-off. Goes around. The ball was covered there by extra cover. And so preventing any thought of any run. It's shepherding that ball to mid-off. Here is Ferguson again to bowl to Richardson. Passes umpire, bowl to Richardson. Richardson on this occasion is driving straight to mid-off, can't score. End of over number 2. Not a bad over after the start he got coming back and only some 5 runs coming off that over 15 for 1 at the end of over number 2.
Yes, a well contained over there from the bowler. And I mentioned earlier too, is that wicket, that ball was, you could have hit that ball anywhere, and as John mentioned, he was looking for power rather than placement. But all in all, it's a good wicket for the Foreign Stars to get, and I know with the Foreign Stars, they're going to hold the Razor Massive here today, and they're going to continue to bowl tight job.
Well, they have to fight. They only score 125, and they will have to look to squeeze the Razor Massive. They will have to try to blunt the end of the edge of the razor and don't get cut by it. It's going to be Felix to continue from the Central Polyclinic end. Some slight adjustments in the field. Mid-off and third man out. Here is Felix to David. David is to Peters rather. And he's driving, just pushing it back and some left the track. Well timed. And the ball came off crisply off the bat. You heard that song out of the middle of the bat. Batting with a grin Nichols, it will look like. Peter stops away at the crease. Waits for Felix. Jim Felix runs away. Passes umpire Josiah John. Ball to Peters, who is not timing on this occasion, but he will get off the mark. He will get one. Ball bouncing out there, just trickling out to the left of the keeper. Man from Fine Lake Fields can't stop the singles. Total moves on by 1 to 16. And Peters is off the mark. He's on 1. With him is Richardson. He's on 7. Comes into strike. The bowler is going to come around the wicket to accommodate the left-handed batsman. In fact, he says, no, I'm going to stay over the wicket. Well, not sure why the mid-wicket is not on the boundary for the left-handed batsman. Well, it means that Jim Felix would have to be tight on that off stump. Would have to be very tight on the off stump. Jim Felix can't get straight at all. Anytime he gets straight on that leg stump, he's going to be whipped off off the pad. Here is Felix to bowl to Kishon Richardson. Passes umpire, bowl to Richardson. Richardson is clipping this one, not gapping it, but walking it down to mid-on. Gets one.
And that's exactly what you were saying, John, because that ball was pitched there on the leg stump. And then he just coming forward and playing it that. But other than that, if the ball was short, that ball would have gone through mid-wicket, backward square leg for 4.
A more accomplished batsman would have gotten that one through the gap. It is going to be Felix to bowl to Peters, a dead ball. Ball slipping from the grasp, and dead ball signaled by umpire Josiah John. It's 17 for 1 in the course of over number 3 in search of 127 for victory. 126 for victory, sorry. Here is Felix to bowl to Peters. Bowl to Peters. Peters is driving. Can't pass Felix. Can't beat Felix. A good stop in his follow through. It's never easy for Seamer to get out of his follow through to stop that ball. But he did so. He got his hand up. And Peters has to stay his ground. No run resulting. 17 for 1. Over number 3. Here is Felix to bowl to Peters. Bowl to Peters. Peters is driving well. Runs here. He can almost get 4 here. The man there does well. He does well. That seemed to be Cyril. But come back for 3. Very good work there by Cyril. And good running also by the batsman.
Yes, yes, he did. Johnny chased that one to the boundary. And he had a good speed with it too. And was able to save the boundary, but still the batsman, good running as you mentioned, getting 3 runs.
Yes, 3 runs added to the total. Total moves on by 3 to 20. Peters is on 4. With him is Kishon Richardson is on strike now. He's on 8. Faces Felix. Felix is getting this one out straight and he's done this one to mid-wicket. Short mid-wicket. Gets one is Kishon. Kishon's job is just to rotate the strike. He said, that's all I'm going to do. And the total at the end of over number 3, scoring at some 7 runs and over. They are 21 for 1 in search of 126 for victory.
Yes, John, that is the idea of cricket in this format. You rotate the strike. One is going to attack, one is going to play defensive. But at the same point in time, you rotate the strike.
Running very good between the wicket, and we say thanks to Mega Charles 54, who is ensuring that all asunder sees the cricket as it unfolds here before us at the James Ronald Webster Park. It's where you can see live coverage and you can hear it, and where you are hearing it, it's either a Class FM or Radio Anguilla, always ever present, the voice of choice. Here is Ferguson with his second over number 4 of this reply. Kishon taps away, waits for Ferguson. He's driving to mid-off. On this occasion, they go to first single and get it. A direct hit, but he's home very, very easily. Look at how comfortable he was home.
That's right, because he was backing up and he stroked the ball and immediately off for the single. And that was lacking with the foreign stars.
Imagine how easily he got there so comfortable, Richardson. Even the mid-off, he came and he threw the stumps down. Direct throw is always close, but that one was not even close.
Yeah, very good running indeed. Good run.
Total moves on by 1 to 22. Kishan is on 10, into the double figures. His partner, Peters, the right-handed batsman, is on 4. He's on strike now. Here is Ferguson to bowl to Kenroy Peters. Bowl to Peters. Peters is driving down to mid-off. They can't score. This one was hit crisply to Oliver. And score. Score remains on 22. 22 for 1. The wicket going as David when the score was on 15. Here is Ferguson to bowl to Peters. Peters is walking this one off the pad. Runs here. They've gone for 1. Looking for a second. Will come back for it. Misfield. 4 runs. That's what pressure does. That's what pressure does.
Easy 2 runs there, John, because the fielder was around, so don't try to kill it. Just try to stop the ball. The batsman already committed to 2, but the ball went right through his hands into the boundary.
Well, not sure if we are playing on the lights and something obscured his vision. It's on the bright sunshine. Here is Ferguson to Peters. This is when it's hit. High, hard. 6 runs. High, hard 6 runs. Over mid-wicket. Full toss. Given full toss accepted. A gift received by Peters. And it goes away for 6.
Not a good shot there. So that's 2 boundaries. That's 4 and a 6 consecutive ball. Which means, John, that Razor Massive, they are attacking the bowling to get these runs as soon as possible.
Well, the average the scoring rate, that batting average, is important. Here is Peters driving straight to mid-off and he's caught. Giving it away. Not timing, straight off the bottom of the bat, straight to mid-off. And on that occasion, he didn't lean into it. He stood up and got under it. On his weight was on in his back foot. And hit it straight to Olivier, who said, "Thank you very much, Mr. Peters. Thank you for coming all the way from St. Martin and giving me this gift." Peters goes for 14, and it's 32 for 2.
And John, you realize what happened there? The fielder did not have to move. All he had to do to make the ball come straight to his chest and close his hands. Very good catch indeed. And, you know, as we say in cricket, he had a 4 and a 6. So he could have just simply played himself, but his eyes were wide open for that.
Lit up. His eyes lit up.
And hit it straight to that fielder there.
His eyes lit up there, and he said, "Oh, this one was a gift." And oh, you know, somebody says, molasses is sweet, but it kills hands.
Yes.
You got stick in it. Oh, honey, the honey. Oh, kill the flies.
Yeah, no. And that was really a good catch because the fielder there just stood, waited for the ball to reach to him and closes up. So here again, John, now it's 32 for 2 and we're into over number 4.
Yes, and Oliver, you will not see him taking many catches, the textbook way, as we will say. You know, we will say the palm facing up. You are going to get that crab gun there.
Yes.
It's what he's comfortable with, but he has a very safe pair of hands.
Wonderful.
Desmond Oliver. Very safe pair of hands. The man hailing out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
But you see now, a change in the field, John.
Yes. The fine leg has come into the circle. In the shot. I'm not sure why that third man is neither on the boundary or in the circle. He is just 3/4 way there. It's going to be Ferguson to bowl to the new batsman, who is Ashan Hodge. Ashan Hodge, the captain of the Razor Massive.
We can recall last week, Johnny did not face one delivery.
Well, there was an argument during the week, and I will give you a preview of what that argument was after this delivery. It's going to be Ferguson to bowl to Ashan Hodge. Ashawn Hodge taps away. Waits for Ferguson. Ferguson, oh, he's beaten. Oh, that's a good delivery.
Very good delivery there indeed, John. That's the first delivery, and that ball just, he's coming forward and was beaten comprehensively by that. A very good delivery there from the bowler.
Beat New Orleans up. It brings up over number 4, and at the end of over number 4, it is 32 for 2. 32 for 2.
Very good over there for the foreign stand. Very good over indeed. Getting the wicket there of the heart hitting Peters.
Yes, so Peters for 14, David for 5. The 2 batsmen going. Hodge is yet to score, and the opening batsman, Kishan Richardson, is on 10. Well, Ashawn Hodge was saying, you know, that's not ethical, that they run out, but it is in the laws of the game, so it was nothing unethical about it. Here is Felix, over number 3, his third over number 5, to bowl to Kishan. He's walking this one off the pad, down to fine leg. Man Monix fumbles it, but sends it, doesn't go far from him, sends a good one too. Kishan moves on by 1 to 11, brings a right-handed skipper, lanky, slimly built Ashawn Hodge.
John, if we observe, when it comes to Shaka in cricket, especially when he's bowling, he gives you a warning.
At the stage of the game, Shaka knows how dangerous Ashawn Hodge could have been, and so he didn't have any time to give any warning. He says, you're out of your crease and I'm going to run you out. It capitalizes on what the laws of the game says, that if you are looking for an unfair advantage over the bowler, you can be run out, and he did so. Here is Felix to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Bowls to Hodge, Hodge is driving, pushing it up to extra cover. He can't stop the single. Ashawn Hodge is off the mark. He's on 1, and the total moves on to 34. You see, if the bowler oversteps the front crease, the umpire deems it as that you are looking for an unfair advantage. You are getting too close to the bowler, and so he's called a no ball. So if you are looking for an unfair advantage over the bowler and you are run out, you are fairly and justly so run out. Here is Felix, again, from the Central Polyclinic end, to bowl to Kishana Richardson, bowl to Richardson. Richardson says, oh, playing outside the line of the off stump, and it beaten on the inner portion of the bat.
Good delivery there, John, coming across the left-hander and just beating him there, going forward, and the wicket-keeper threw his hands in the air, but that ball missed the bat.
Oh, what a good delivery that was. It is coming up to 4 o'clock in the Eastern Caribbean, and just behind us, football will be kicking off at 4:30. Here is Felix to bowl to Richardson. Richardson's driving and playing, running on the drive. Gets 1. Total moves on by 1 to 35 in the course of over number 5. Kishan Richardson moves on by 1 to 12. And in the football, Anguilla would have come out with a draw from against Dominica, the game on Thursday, 0-0 draw in the Nation League. Here is Felix to bowl to Ashawn. Ashawn is pulling well, 4 runs.
Too short, John. That ball was too short. Giving Ashawn all the time in the world to put that ball wherever he wanted to, and he just put it between mid-wicket and mid-on for 4. Good shot indeed.
I'm not sure if no one gave him the message that he was not bowling to Kishan Richardson, that he was actually bowling to Ashawn Hodge, and Ashawn Hodge is going to capitalize on those deliveries. Anything that is straight, anything that is short, he's going to capitalize on it, and on that occasion he did so well. Here is Felix again to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Bowl to Hodge. Hodge is pushing it through to extra cover, and he gets 1. Oh, good running. Good running. The batsmen were keen in coming through for the single. The total moves on by 1 to 40. And the end of over number 5, it is 40 for 2. Ashawn Hodge is on 6. Kishan Richardson is on 12. The batsman out. Peters for 14 and David for 5.
And after 5 overs, that's 40. So John, the intention is right there. So they are going to do whatever it is to make sure that they push the scoring along. So all in all, good going so far for Razor Massive. And you know, Razor Massive, they're looking for 126 runs. And they're going to push forward on 5 overs with 40 runs. So that will tell you, listeners, what their mission is, to get the runs as soon as possible.
Yes. So 40 at the end of 5, some 8 runs in that over. 40 for 2. It's going to be Ferguson, who is going to continue from this commentator's booth end. He's going to be bowling to right-handed Ashan Hodge. He can get greedy at times, Ashan Hodge. Sweetness can kill him. This one, he's running down through gully. They are 1 for 1. That's all they're going to be. Ashan Hodge moves on by 1 to 7, and in total moves on by 1 to 41. 41 for 2 in the course of over number 6. The final over of this, the power play.
41 for 2.
Mega Charles of 54 on YouTube. On YouTube is where you can find us. Here is Ferguson going around the wicket to the left-handed Keyshawn Richardson. Here is Ferguson to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is driving well, but good diving stop. Didn't time it, but came more off the bottom of the bat. In the process, he gets 1 on to 13, and the total to 42. 42 for 2. This
John,
power
what
play.
we observe here also to John is that you should have had the sweeper on the boundary for these overs, but there's none.
Well, there's a mid-wicket on the boundary. Ashan Hodge is on strike. Here is Ferguson. He has to be precise here with Ashan Hodge. Bowls to Ashan. Ashan is coming forward and running it through cover. Score 1. Ashan moves on by 1 to 8. And the total moves on by 1 to 43. 43 for 2 in the course of over number 6, in search of 126 for victory. 125 scored by the Foreign Stars, and 52 scored by the top scorer, Captain Ashley White. Change in field to accommodate the left-handed batsman. It's a mid-off. Extra cover. A man backward of point. More gully region. Short turn. Man on the fine leg boundary. Mid-on and mid-wicket in the circle. Here is Ferguson from the commentator's booth end. Moves away. Number 19 on his back to bowl to Richardson. Richardson's playing it on the offside to extra cover, can't score. Score remains on 43. And Kelsick, I'm going to put you on the spot. What are your predictions for the game tomorrow after this delivery weight? With number 13 on the back of Ferguson. He moves away to bowl to Richardson. Hitting this one over the top of a long on, and that's 4 runs. 1-2 bounces, and the mid-on can only run back over the boundary at the long on for the ball. That's a good looking shot there by Keyshawn Richardson.
That's what I was saying to you, John, because the field placing is really, really bad, because you have 2 men out. So actually you have only one man out of the circle, and that's the man down at the fine leg. So therefore you should have had your mid on way back to the fence, but you did not. So that Keyshawn just had to lob the ball over the infield, and it goes to the boundary.
And this is being the last over of the power play. Richardson's looking to capitalize. Here is Ferguson to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is playing this one to the offside. Extra cover fails, no run resulting. End of the over. End of the power play. And at the end of the power play, it is the Razor Massive in search of 126 for victory. They are 47 for 2. The not-out batsman, Ashon Hodge, he's on 8, and Kishon Richardson is on 17.
Yes, John, in replying to your question about the game tomorrow, that should be a good game, the way that the pointers are playing so far. But as we know in the game of cricket, as mentioned, this youngster from the Farrington, the Sixers, I mean, if you get him early, you stand a good chance. But the way that he's batting so far for the season, he seems to be unstoppable.
Well, that's the man. That's the man, Daniel Proctor.
Daniel Proctor.
He's a devastating batsman when he gets going. There is no limit to how far he can hit the ball. He's a big man and he hits a long, long ball.
That is correct. So tomorrow we see what happens. But the point is, I don't know if they're going to have, last match they did not have their paceman in the line of Mussington. I don't think he played. And we had Omari Banks, but we see what happens tomorrow. Because, you know, Omari would use his skills and things. But then
here is Felix, the ball to Ashon Hodge. Ball to Hodge. Hodge is hitting this one. Down to Whitish long on. They've gone for one. Misfield there. And he recovers, but he cannot stop 2 runs. In fact, 3 runs. 3 runs to Ashon Hodge. He moves on to 11. And the total on to 50.
That was a bad miss there, John. Because the fielder, okay, 2 runs already in progress, so therefore you just shot across, stop the ball, but he hustled there, and the ball went under him.
Pressure put on Oliver, and the pipe top came loose. Here is a Felix, a ball to Richardson. Goes to Richardson. Richardson's driving past the bowler. Down to the boundary, 4 runs. Good looking stroke there. I'm not sure what kind of field setting this is. The power play is gone. I'm not sure what kind of field placing is this. And it's gone for 4.
John, exactly what we've been saying. Because after 6 overs, you can put any amount of men, I think 5 men outside of the circle. So there was only 1 person outside the circle, and that's the man at back 2, you know, and you have now he's putting the man back now at the wide middle.
So the pigeon is out and he has closed the pen. The pigeon is out of the cub and he has closed the cub, but he is out. Here is Jim Felix, the ball to Kishon Richardson. Kishon Richardson is walking this one down to, he's going to get 2. They've gone for 1. They're coming back for a second with ease. He's going to get it. Ashon Hodge, being the captain who he is always going to look to pick up runs. Kishon Richardson moves on to 23 and the total moves on to 56. 56 in the course of over number 7. And there are acres of space on this field. Here is, I'm not sure why there is a slip. That's number 1. Kishon Richardson helps himself to another 1. He moves on to 24 and the total moves on to 57 at the end of, oh no, that's not the end of the over. And the field is changing over to accommodate the right-handed batsman, Ashon Hodge. I want you to try your very best and explain the field placement for me, Kelsick.
John, I've been throughout this tournament when it started last year. I mentioned it, the field placing is left to be desired because you're at a point where you can have your 5 men outside the circle.
This one, Ashon is driving down to mid-off, gets 1. Ashon moves on by 1 to 12, and the total moves on to 58. 58 for 2.
There's no sweeper at all on either side of the wicket, John.
And no mid-wicket, no deep extra cover. Here is Felix, the ball to Kishon. Kishon is pushing this one down to mid-off, yes, and gets 1. He moves on to 25 and the total moves on to 59 at the end of over number 7. It is 59 for 2. Kishon is on 25. Ashan Hodge is on 12.
And the Razor Massive, they are pushing the score along there. They said to themselves, look, this is no wasting of time. We are going for the 126 and we are pushing hard to get it. But as mentioned, the field placing is left to be desired, John, because after the first 6 overs, you can spread your field. You can have 5 men outside the circle, but you have to put them in strategic positions because there's no sweeper, neither on or offside. And you have you have space where you could just push the ball and get 2 quick runs.
Indeed. Well, there is going to be a change in bowling from this, the commentator's booth end. It's going to be Oliver who is going to be taking up the attack. He is relieving the man Ferguson, Michael Ferguson. Felix has bowled out, and Oliver is going to take up the attack. In the meantime, we say thanks to our sponsors for making it possible for APL Season 2.
Legs World, Jerry Suda, Mahajer Suda, American University of Anguilla, Orera Resort and Golf Club, Najiko Insurance, Carita Walgreen, Land Home, Zemi Beach Hotel, Republic Bank, King Ocean, National Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Safe Cargo, Best Buy Supermarket, Mega Charles 54, Clean Stream, Radio Anguilla Class FM, 97.7 FM, and Lloyd's, and of course, Baker. That's the man with a special award.
That's a good delivery. What a good delivery there from Oliver to start. Oh, the ball touching down just now about middle and off stump and moving away and making some height there as well. Oh, and Kishon was fishing outside the line of the off stump.
And it couldn't catch the
and no ball. No ball is called and signaled by the umpire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men were outside the circle. 6 men were outside the circle, hence a no ball being called. So, 6 men. 6 men outside the circle, hence the no ball was called by umpire Martin. So the man
was advised by the umpire at
square leg, yes, because the free hit. The fine leg is now asked to go back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So here is Oliver to bowl to. That's a good delivery. It was wide. He can't be run out. Oh no! He got home. He got home very easily.
That was a quick
got home very easily in the end.
Good return. It was a very good return too.
Got home.
And of course, folks, if you don't know, that's the only way you could get out
right?
with a free hit. You can get run out.
Yes. Almost there, but he got home with some ease nonetheless. Oliver to bowl to, the umpire is saying I need some adjustment in those stumps. These stumps seem to be leaning to my left a little too much. Oliver, right arm, medium pacer. Right arm over the wicket. To bowl to the right-handed Ashan Hodge. Runs away, passes umpire Martin, bowl to Hodge. Hodge to this delivery. He's driving back to Oliver on the bounce. They've gone for 1. Doesn't feel cleanly. They're looking for a second run. And no, says the batsman is Cyril, right? Kelly Cyril onto it very quickly. Hodge moves on by 1. He is on to 13. He's not out partner. He's on 26. That's Kishon Richardson. The total moves on by 1 to 62.
Good going here, John. Good going. So that's 38 and 24. That's 62 more runs. Or 64 runs somewhere in that region.
64 more runs. Here is Olivier to bowl to and doesn't. About his run. About his run. To the back of us. It's the Soldiers who will be taking on the Stars. That's the Shining Stars in just a bit. Warming up already. Here is Olivier. Again, the umpire has called over the square leg, and he's saying, I think he's calling and he's saying, I want you to look at that man at gully because he looks to be out of the circle to me. That man at gully looks very much to be out of the circle, and if that is the case, it is 6 out. And so I think
from our viewpoint, it looks
he
that
is.
way.
From our viewpoint here, seem to be very much out of the circle. So, because I'm not seeing him move at all. He's just standing up there as if he has concrete on his foot. Here is Olivier to bowl to Kishon. Kishon is driving. Back to Olivier, no run resulting. Score remains on 62, the scorer says. 62 for 2. David for 14. David for 5 and Peters for 14. Here is one as outside the house from driven. This can go close to the boundary. Felix comes around. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. We'll get it very easily too. Return going into the keeper's end. No damage done as Richardson moves on by 2 to 28, and the total moves on by 2 to 64. 64 for 2 in the course of over number 8.
It gives us an average of 8 runs per over so far.
Desmond Olivier. Wait. There's some adjustment by Captain Ashley White. Olivier moves away from us. Passes umpire Martin, bowls to Richardson. Richardson is getting one that is keeping a trifle low. Gets to the wicket keeper and will get close to the boundary. Will not go into the boundary though. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second and it will all be byes. 2 extra goes onto the scoreboard and it's at 66. 66 for 2. 66 for 2. An additional 60 runs required.
That's one that kept very, very low indeed, John.
Here is Olivier to bowl to Richardson. Richardson's working this one on the onside to mid-wicket. Monix doesn't move very freely, and so he can't stop this single. The end of over number 8. Kishon Richardson, he keeps the strike. He is on 29. He's on 29. Hodge is on 13, and the total is a 67. 67 for 2.
Good going here by Razor Massive, chasing a below par score and going very well along. 8 overs, still have 12 overs to go and some 8 wickets in hand. But all along, as we mentioned, John, the field placing in these matches left to be desired. And also the captains, they are not really capitalizing on looking around the field to make sure that they have the men in the correct position. Like the no ball we saw there, they had 6 men outside the circle. And there we saw the umpires meeting and discussing it. And they realized, the captain for the other side realized, look, that these men are outside this, you have a man outside the circle too much. And not only that, is that, as you mentioned, the man that was at backward square leg, he seemed to be cemented.
Indeed. And so we have a very busy summer for the West Indies coming up. And they have Bangladesh, India, and New Zealand will all be touring the Caribbean. And so we will be looking forward for those tours. And
let's hope that they can score 3 goals and 10 down in the whole package.
That's you'll hear an outside mic. That's Dominica and Anguilla in the Nation League. in football will be coming up against each other in the return leg in St. Kitts. That will be tomorrow. It's going to be Shiv Benjamin who will be taking up the attack from the far end. He will be taking over from where Jim Felix would have left off. Felix bowling his 4 overs through. Over number 9, Shiv. And left over the wicket to bowl to Kishan Richardson. Some gentle medium pace. Bowl, that's a wide. He's going to get extras as well. And it's going to be 2 wide. It's 2 wides. Score moves on by 2 to 69. Score is on to 69. Brings the right-handed Ashan Hodge into strike. Hodge is on 13. 69 for 2. Ashan Hodge watches as the mid-wicket goes back onto the boundary. And I'm not sure why that fielder is directly in front of the scoreboard. Because when you are in front of the scoreboard, it means that you are just forward of square, not mid-wicket. Here is Benjamin to Ashan Hodge, who covers up. So if that ball goes, there's a huge gap between the forward square leg and the the short mid wicket and the long on. Here is Benjamin to bowl to Ashan Hodge, who is hitting this one, pass mid off, down to the man at the long off, who comes off the boundary. That's Cyril. Sends the return, can't stop the single. There, 74 2. Ashan Hodge moves on to 14 and brings Kishan Richardson onto strike. A lot left to be desired with these field setting that we are seeing here. Here is Shiv Benjamin. Shiv Narayan to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is walking this one off the pad. This is going to go get close to the fence. They have gone for one. We'll come back for a second. They will come back for a third too. Ashan Hodge is back already. 3 runs to Kishan. Well played. Not looking for power, but placement. Placed it well. Getting the bat onto it, and he moves on to 32. Kishan Richardson. And the total moves on to 73. 73 for 2. 73 for 2. Here is Benjamin again to bowl to the right-handed Ashan Hodge. Bowls to Hodge. Hodge is coming forward circumspectly, playing it back down the track to the bowler. No run resulting. Score remains on 73. Here is Benjamin again to bowl to Hodge. Bowls to Hodge. Hodge is hitting this one in the air. He can be caught. It's caught. And a long on boundary. Ashan Hodge disappointedly goes caught by Ashby of the bowling of Shiv Benjamin, and Ashan Hodge goes.
And John, that was a well-judged catch. That the breeze was blowing the ball away from him, and he got under it and held on to it. Very good catch indeed. So there we see the end of the captain there for Razor Massive, Ashan Hodge. He was going gently along with Kishan Richardson. So they lose another wicket, and we're into the 9th over. And no doubt that we're going to expect some fireworks. We should get some fireworks now, because 3 wickets down and over number 9, which means we have 11 overs to go still. But all in all, the game is going well so far. So far, we have the Razor Massive. They're in control of this match. But as we know in the game of cricket, anything can happen. When it comes to cricket, anything can happen. So there you have it. Ashan Hodge caught on the boundary there. Good catch, well-judged catch for some 14 runs. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we have the Pointers coming up against the Super Sixers from the Farrington. And that should be some good fireworks here tomorrow. So come on out at 1 o'clock tomorrow for the other match in the Anguilla Premier League. Tomorrow, Farrington Super Sixers versus Pointers.
So the new batsman is Charles. Charles, left-handed batsman, will be taken up from, and rightfully we are seeing umpire Josiah John is saying to him, you have to go at the striker's end.
Right, that is correct. That is correct, John. Because the catch was taken.
Catch was
So
taken.
don't say the batsman crossed. The catch was taken.
That is a piece of law that is outdated. So the new batsman Charles, he is going to be facing Shiv. It's score. The wicket falling on 73. Here is Shiv to bowl to Charles. Charles is coming forward and pushing it up to short cover. No run result in the end of the over. At the end of the over, it is a 73 for 3.
And that's after 9 overs, which means that about what? 8 runs per over, and they're going very well with the Razor Massive. But we see that the foreign stars, they're really trying to pull back here. But one thing, John, as we keep saying, is that the field placing is left to be desired. And I don't know if the captain is really looking around to make sure that he has the proper men in the proper places, because you have what? 5, you should have at least 5 men outside the circle, but they're outside the circle to me in the wrong positions. Because at this point in a game like this, John, you must have a sweeper both on the onside and the offside.
Well, it's going to be Oliver who's going to continue from this commentator's booth end. And he's going to be bowling to Kishon Richardson. He's going to be bowling to Richardson. And there are acres of space. Yeah. Very hard. It almost looks as if they are feeling with 2 men short. Here is Olivier to bowl to Kishon Richardson. Bowl to Richardson, full toss, hit through backward of point. They get one, a sweeper of the boundary. Sends the return. Richardson moves on by 1 to 33. And the total moves on to 74. 74 for 3. 74 for 3. It's Oliver again who waits as Charles, left-handed, two left-handed batsmen in the crease. And for me, I will not have all my men out with Charles, the new batsman, just coming in, facing 1 ball, and I'm not sure why 5 men are on the boundary. Oh, this is Charles. Oh, get one. This must be out. This must be out. This must be out. It cannot be anything else but out. Oh, UT. It was a ball. It never got up more than half an inch off the wicket.
And there was the batsman on the back foot. Struck him plumb in front. And John, I believe the umpire was just waiting for him to look up.
Charles looked down. He knew he was out. And he looked down dejectfully. He looked down. And only to get their formation that, yes, Charles, you're out of here. That jetted index finger being raised. And Charles goes. Chop LBW. Bowl Olivier. And Olivier is on a roll.
And John, this is the second delivery during this innings that we saw kept that low. Second delivery, keeping that low. He had no chance at all if he missed that ball. And that ball struck him plumb in front. So at the fall of that wicket, which is during the 10th over, seems as though, yes, they are taking the, what we call it,
strategic timeout.
So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget tomorrow we have the Pointers coming up against the Super Sixers from the Farrington. And that promises to be a good game. But as we always say, cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties. The Farrington been playing good, and also the Pointers been playing very good so far this season. They have improved from last season, and I know Leon Lake and the others, they are going to put their best foot forward. But the Super Sixers with all the likes of Tar, and then we have Simba Bowen, the man who, the pacer, he says he's a 747. As I mentioned to him some time ago, I said, in my days of cricket, I'd like to face you.
Well, and he has been given the task of captaining the Super Sixers, and so Masimba Bowen looking to marshal his troop against the Pointers tomorrow. The Pointers being captained by a veteran in Leon Lake, and we saw Leon Lake pulling all the stops in the previous game, using an all-spin attack and coming out on top. Well, it is APL 2022 Season 2, and it is made possible through the kind courtesies of
Lakes World, Jerry's Suda, Mahers Suda, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resort and Golf Club, Najiko Insurance, Carita Waldgreen Lindholm, Zemi Beach Hotel, Republic Bank Anguilla, King Ocean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Safe Cargo, Best Buy Supermarket, Mega Charles 54, Clean Stream, Radio Anguilla Class FM, Lloyd's Live 97.7 FM, and of course Baker with a special award. And of course, ladies and gentlemen out there and businesses, if you'd like to sponsor 235-2288, we are looking forward for you coming on board with us. So far, we've been going very well, and more sponsors, the more sponsors we have, the better is the cricket.
Indeed. Yes, so we can really handsomely reward some of our individual awards, individual players. And so we are asking all Asanji to come out and, lend us a hand, whatever little you can do, or if you can join together, we will very much appreciate what little you can do for us.
Yes, so here again, the players are back out. The over wasn't finished because of the fall of the wicket and happened during the 10th over. So the players back in the field there because we had a strategic timeout, and the players are back in the middle there, and they see the umpire throwing the ball there to Oliver.
Oliver, right arm over the wicket, medium pace, with a scooter, a ratter. Back home we will say that's a ground rat, a ground puppy. It's a Burton who has, the new batsman is Burton, left-handed Richard Burton, who is going to do battle for the Razor Massive. Former national player, Burton taps away. A left-handed batsman waits for Oliver. And immediately we have seen an adjustment in the field for the new batsman. Only 2 men out, and I think that these 2 men should have been on the 30-yard circle as well. Olivier to Burton. Burton is getting one on the pad, coming across and walking it off the pad. No one resulted. Olivier, when he, yes, and immediate. That's exactly what I'm saying. And now we see the skipper, Ashley White, seem to be getting into the game. Is it that he's hearing me?
Yes, he is. He's hearing you.
He's
taking your advice.
Yes, all his players onto the circle. Here is Olivier to bowl to Burton. Burton is getting a full toss outside the line of the off stump. Wide call by the umpire. Olivier hand goes akimbo and he says, "Umpire, are you serious? Didn't you see that one pass inside the line?"
But that was a wide, and John, not only a wide, but he pitched it too wide. That had to be on the stumps.
But if you notice, the line is a guide for the umpire. Burton is a very diminutive figure, so it's no how he could have gotten to that one. Short, pull away, that's runs, that's 4. Is it gonna be? It's running close to the fence. Who's gonna get that? Ashby will have to just take it about the boundary. That's 4 runs by Burton.
And that is bad field placing, John.
I'm not thinking it's bad field placing. It's a poor delivery. It is a very poor delivery. Olivier is getting the ball to go across the right-handed batsman, and so he was asking. He should be asking Burton to come on the front foot and look to drive all in the innings. But instead of that, the ball was down the leg side, and there was no feel for bad bowling. And so in the end, he suffered the consequences for bowling bad.
Because he brought the man in. And as you said, poor delivery.
Yes, a very poor delivery there. Bowl the ball on the off stump. That's what the skipper is asking you to do. Here is Olivier. Can he make recompense? Again down the leg side and against 4 more runs. That's poor bowling. That's all that is.
Poor bowling indeed. Because the one before, same line, same length, and all Burton had to do, just help it down to the boundary. You have no, John, all the fielders are in the circle. So therefore, you have to bowl the ball on the off stump. But
Well.
So what's the score now, John?
Well, they have raced on to 83. 83 for 4. Burton is on 8. He has raced on to 8. Kishon is on 33. Richardson is on 33. Burton on 8. It's 83 for 4. As watch Olivier again to bowl to Burton, bowls to Burton. That's where he should be. When he bowls on the off stump, he's bowling wide. When he gets close, he's bowling down the leg side.
And some adjustment was made to the field as well, because the long leg was...
Oh, that's a drop catch. But that's a drop catch. That's a drop catch because there's no signal. There's no signal from the umpire, so that's a drop catch.
Yes.
Oh, Burton survives.
Yes, he survived.
At the end of over number 10, finally coming to an end, a very long over it would seem, but it's because of the wicket that fell and the strategic break at the end of the over. It is 84 for 4.
Yes, a bad miss there by the wicketkeeper, John. The wicketkeeper should have been across. The ball was pitched a little bit wide, and Burton went at it, took the edge, but unfortunately the wicketkeeper couldn't hold on. But that's the way the game of the cricket is.
Well,
And there again, John, field placing. Look around the field.
well, very similar field. Must be an offside. Must be offside. But again, I'm questioning if that man is beaten. Here is Shiv to bowl to Burton down the leg side. Very lucky not to have gotten back onto that one. Not sure what the bowlers are seeing. The skipper is asking to please bowl my ball on the off stump. And the bowlers are saying, it's my ball now, Skip. I bowl it where I want. It's Shiv. It's Benjamin to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton. Burton is getting a slow delivery. Pushes on the offside. No run resulting. Score remains on 84. 84 for 4. It's cricket, and after the cricket, it's over to the Raymond Igisha Technical Center. Here is Benjamin to Burton. Burton is playing this one well to the right of Felix, and he can't score. So, it has been included. So here is this one that is played to the offside. So it's what's the signal? Is there a signal there? So that was a signal to the umpire. So that's 1 run. That's 1 run. The law was put in effect by the IPL. It was put into the law by the IPL. And so a number of other entities has followed even before October. The ICC indeed will, the rule come into effect according to the ICC generally, but there are a number of different bodies who have already implemented the law. So you shouldn't take a wicket and still be at a disadvantage. So Burton is on 10, Keyshawn Richardson is on 34. Am I correct score? Is it? That's another wide. Yes. Another wide. The score is the score 87 scorer? Oh, so we are right there. We are right there. 87 the score. 34 is Keyshawn Richardson. And 10 is Burton. Oh, we are right on the ball, Kelsick.
Yes, we are today. Very much so.
Here is Benjamin to bowl to Burton. And there's an adjustment in field. So he aborts his run. The long off. The mid-off has been pushed to long off. And the mid-on is asked to go back. Well, he intends to bowl bad. He intends to bowl bad balls. He's asking for the extra cover to come out to, and go to short fine. And this is the bowler who is setting his own field.
Normally, I know that the captain assists you.
The bowler is saying, this is how I want my field because I'm going to be bowling straight. Here is Benjamin to bowl to Burton. Burton, this one is played just where the fielder has moved from. Just that should have been a dot ball. It has yielded 1 run. And so Burton, the end of over number 11, it is 88 for 4.
That's good going here so far. They're going merrily along the Razor Massive. And I'm joining with you, as you mentioned and you keep saying, the field placing. We have 6 men on the offside. Yet, the bowler is bowling that ball between center and leg stump. I mean, so you don't want to win the game then. When you want to win a game, you're going to bowl that ball that suits you.
Yes, and right to the back of us, it's the EastEnders, the EastEnders female team who is going to do battle against the Shining Stars. EastEnders versus the Shining Stars. But at the JRWP, it's the Razor Massive taking on this Foreign Stars. So it's the Foreign Stars at the JRWP, and the Superstar and the Shining Stars at the Rimani Gisha Technical Center. So it's the both Stars and the East that is clashing today. Well, what a coincidence. Because the EastEnders is from the East, the Razor Massive is from the East, there is a Foreign Stars, and there is the Shining Stars. Oh, well, what a coincidence today.
Enough to confuse you.
Indeed. Here is Ashley White, the captain, the medium pacer, but today he's spinning the ball. Bowls to Burton. Burton is pushing up to the onside. Gets 1. As we say, welcome back to Zulma in the comments chair. Score moves on by 1 to 89. Keyshawn Richardson is on 34, is on strike, and it is Burton who is on to 12, and then on striker, 2 left-handed batsmen in the wicket at the moment. It's Ashley White to bowl to the left-handed Keyshawn Richardson. Bowls to Richardson. Richardson to this delivery is getting 1 wide outside the line of the off stump. Call and signal by the umpire. Score moves on by 1 to 90. 90 it is for 94 for 4. Here is White to bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson gets standing tall and driving straight to extra cover, can't score. Score remains on 90. Here is Ashley White again to bowl to Keyshawn Richardson. Richardson's turning this one off the pad. Runs here. They have gone for 1. Will come back for a second. 3 is the minimum they will get because the ball goes into the fence. It does. 4 runs. 4 more runs to Richardson. Richardson inches closer to his half century. He's on 38. Burton is on 12. 94. 94 it is in the course of over number 12. In search of 126 for victory. 94 for 4. Another 32 also runs to be had. Here is White to bowl to Richardson. Richardson's driving down to long on. They have gone for 1. That's all they're going to get. Michael Ferguson sends the return back to White. Richardson moves on by 1 to 39. And the whistle going behind us. Says you can play. Here is Ashley White to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton. Burton to this delivery is hitting this one to backward point. There could be a run out here. And he gets home. He stood up ball watching, guilty of ball watching, but in the end a fumble from Benjamin, allowing Burton to get home. So Burton moves on by 1 to 13. And the total moves on to 96. That is 96, 97, 96. So it's 1. This is hitting down the ground. 1. Looking for a second. It will not get it. Sean Richardson just humbles home. Felix Fields, 97. He's on to Kishan Richardson is on to 40. 40 the scorer tells me. Over number 12 completed. It's 97 for 4.
There is a massive now looking for the 100 in the next.
Razor Massive looking for a second win in the Anguilla T20.
And it's now time for us to bring you up to date with our sponsorship. We'd like to remind you that Mr. Clifton for more sponsors for this tournament, and we'd like to thank Lakes World for the sponsorship of $1,000. That's an individual award for man of the match. We'd also like to hail up Best Buy Supermarket, Mega Charles 54, King Stream, Radio Anguilla, Class FM, Lloyd's Live, and 97.7 FM.
Here is shift to ball to Richardson. Richardson turns one off his pad. Runs here. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. They will not get a third. Kishan Richardson is on 42. Total is on to 99. The total is on 99. 27 to be had. 27 for victory. Here is Benjamin to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is flicking this one. Runs here again. They have gone. This one was first one was to his left. Now it's to his right. They have gone for 1. Come back for a second. Richardson. 44. The 100 has been arrived. The 100 and 1 shot. 1 shot. Burton the guilty party there. So Richardson's been robbed of 1. So it's 100, an even 100. Here is shift to bowl to Richardson, bowls to Richardson. Richardson's ball! Richardson's ball all ends up. Looking, hands, no feet movement there. And shift bowls Richardson for 43. And Razor Massive is further set back.
Continue to remind our listening public that the action is at the JRWP and it continues again tomorrow. In the meantime, if you are listening to us here, we'd like to invite you to stop by and enjoy the game, and also ask if you would be willing to sponsor one of the players or one of the speakers or just for sponsorship, and we'd be glad to have you call into Alpha Brothers. His number 235-2288 and just to receive Mexico Insurance, Carita Walgreen London, Zimmer Beach Hotel, Republic Bank of Anguilla, King Ocean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete's Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, and the Safe Cargo. All of those persons are already on board with our sponsorship as we appeal for more.
All right, thank you very much, Zulma O. We continue with the commentary here, and we have the new batsman there. I'll give you his name in a minute. But the target here is 127 runs. It's 101 for some 5 wickets now. 120. Target is 126. Well, it will be, I think, Shiv Benjamin, and he comes now to bowl to the new batter, and he's playing that one down to short third man. They get a single, which takes the score on to 102 for 5. And we're into over number 13. Into over number 13. Match here between Razor Massive and Foreign Stars. So the last man out being Richardson, who was bowled for 43. He comes now, he bowled outside the off stump, coming in, and Burton is coming forward, strokes it nicely down to the man there at wide, mid-on, he fumbles, but the batsman cannot capitalize, and the score moves on by 1. It's 103 for 5. 102 for 5. Outside the off stump, he strokes nicely straight to the man at extra cover. He feels well, and there is no run. 102 is the score for 5 wickets at the end of over number 13. So we have 7 overs to go, and we need another 25 runs or so to win. But going nicely along here is the Razor Massive, and as we mentioned earlier, the field placing in these matches so far, the captains have been placed in the field, but the bowlers, they are very wayward, because you have a 6-3 field, and yet you're bowling as if you have 6 men on the onside, whereas you have 6 men on the offside and 3 on the onside, and you're bowling your deliveries more into the center and leg stump. But it's the captain who will be continuing to bowl. So it's 102 for 5, and we're into over number 14.
And they're looking now for 23 more runs to win this game.
Going good so far. Razor Massive, but as we know, in the game of cricket, anything can happen. 102 for 5. As is the captain, White into bowl to the batter. Floats it up, and that one is just plays it back to the bowler himself. He feels well, and there is no run. Small crowd here, and we invite you to come out tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the match Super Sixers versus Point. As White into goes to bowl to the batter in Burton, and Burton is coming forward. He's bowled him. Burton is bowled. A good delivery there, coming back from outside the off stump. Burton gropes forward and is bowled. So another setback there for the Razor Massive. They lose the wicket of Burton there. So Burton is gone. So it's 102 now for 6. 102 for 6. Burton bowled by the captain there for some 13 runs. 13 runs scorer. Burton 13. 14. Yes, Burton bowled by White there for 14 runs. So good going here. Seems as though the Foreign Stars, they are coming back into this game. So it's 102 for 6. 102 for 6. So, wow, cricket, tight game here. We're into over number 14. Over number 14 scorer.
Yeah.
Yes, we're into over number 14. So 102 for 6. And I think that is a hard hitting. I think that is Keith Harrigan. I'm not too sure. But the score could confirm to us it's Keith Harrigan. And he'll be facing up to the skipper White. 102 for 6. Yes, the batter looks to me there. Yeah? Name? Run? Right. The new batter is right. The new batter is right. And he'll be facing up to the skipper there, White. He's making some adjustments to the field here. As White now, and he goes to bowl to White. Not yet off the mark. And he's playing that one and missing. And the ball is taken by the wicket keeper. And a no ball call there. No ball call, and it's going to be a free hit. So the score is on to 103 and a no ball. So extras move up by 1. And the score is on to 103 for 6. So White overstepping there, and umpire Michelle Morton not hesitating to call no ball. So it will be a free hit, and we see White making some adjustment to the field. 103 for 6. As White from the broadcast end will be bowling to the new batter, who is Wright. Wright not yet off the mark, just received the one delivery, and he's now having a free hit. Let's see if Wright can capitalize with this free hit, as White moves away from us at the commentators, from the commentators end, to bowl to Wright. Not yet off the mark. He both flows it up in the air. He's hitting that one between cover and extra cover. Should be a free hit, and they will get 2 comfortable runs. 2 comfortable runs. It takes with Wright off, so the score is now on to 105. 105, and we're into over number 14. 105 for 6. We have a short third man, cover, extra cover, light sweeper. This delivery is a good delivery, and he's coming forward. Loud appeal there from the bowler, but the batsman played it. So it's another run. So it's 106 for 6, and we're into over number 14. Over number 14. As White now into bowl to the batter. Flows it up, and he's coming forward, and they go for a cheeky single. Very good. Well run indeed. Well run. So that takes the score on to 107. 107 for 6, and that's the end of 14 overs. And Zulma O, what you think of that over there from the captain himself, White, having gotten the wicket there of Burton? Yeah, another good over, and we see that the batter there making some adjustment to the thing. Yes, so the batsmen out there are Wright and Rogers, both batsmen on 2. It's 107 for 6. As the bowler there from the Central Polyclinic end, and he'll be coming up to bowl to Rogers. Rogers is on 2. We have a short third man, sweeper on the boundary, the cover boundary, short extra cover, that's long off, long on, mid wicket, square leg. And he comes now to bowl to Rogers. A full toss and Rogers is beating it. Is he going to be out or is it gone? It is 6. A full toss on the center stump and Rogers just coming forward and bang it into the onside for 6. He moves now to 8 and the score on to 113. 113 for 6. Full toss there and Rogers says thank you very much and played it between mid on, that's between square leg and mid wicket for 4. In he comes again, Benjamin to bowl to Rogers outside the off stump and he's playing that one back, well fielded by the bowler on the bounce. Batsmen were looking for a single and there is no addition to the total. 1-1-3 for 6. In comes Benjamin to bowl to Rogers. Outside the off stump and he's groping at that one outside the off stump, beaten and taken by the wicket keeper. 1-1-3 for 6. Chasing a target of 127. In comes Benjamin to bowl to Rogers. Outside the off stump and Rogers is coming forward and they get a single. So he moves on by 1 to 9 and the score is on to 114. 1-1-4 for 6. Razor Massive chasing a total of a target of 126. 1-1-4 for 6 and we're into over number 15. As Benjamin, he will be bowling to the batter right. Right is on 2. 1-1-4 for 6. And he comes now to bowl to right. And right is trying to heave that one, taking the bottom portion of the bat, can not pass the man at short extra cover, and there's no addition to the total. 1-1-4 for 6. Over number 15. As Benjamin now into bowl to right. This is on the center stump. He's coming forward and they go for a quick single. Well just single there, which takes right on to 3. And the score is 115. 1-1-5 for 6 at the end of 15 overs. So we have 5 more overs to go and another 11 runs or so. So going good here so far, the Razor Massive in this their match versus the Foreign Stars. Foreign Stars, after they allotted 20 overs, they were 125, leaving the Razor Massive to score 126. Razor Massive 115, 115 for 6, and we're into over number 15, and it will be right who will be facing white. Making some adjustments to the field as white, and he goes now to bowl to right, and he's forcing that one just past the man at short mid off down to the man at wide long off, and they get a single. So it's 1-1-6. 1-1-6 for 6. 1-1-6 for 6. As Rogers will be facing white. White moves away from us and he goes to bowl to Rogers. He's flighting that one and there. Rogers is coming forward, plays it gently in front of him. The man from short point comes in and field, and there is no run. 1-1-6 for 6. As white, and he goes now to bowl to Rogers. Short outside the off stump, and Rogers bang it into the offside. They're looking for 2 runs, and they're going to get it comfortably. Yes, they do. And they could get another additional. So this will be 3 runs here. As the throw missed the stumps, and the score goes on to 1-1-9. 3 runs there to Rogers, and the score is 1-1-9 4-6. Rogers is now on to 9. That's 11. Rogers is on 11. And it will be Wright who is on 4 facing the bowler of White. He's taking his guard there from umpire Michelle Morton. In goes White now to bowl to Wright. White in goes to bowl to Wright. It's down the leg side, and this should go away, and this should be at 5. Yes, 5 wides. 5 wides. So that takes the score on to 124.
124. The celebration is ready to start.
124 for 6, and we're into over number 15. So just 2 more runs for the Razor Massive to pull on this win. As White into bowl to Right, and he's coming forward and he push it there, and could be close now, but the ball is thrown over the head of the keeper and they take a single. So Right moves on to 5, and the score is 125. 125 for 6. And we see the captain making some adjustments, no doubt trying to see if he can get another wicket before they reach the score. So he's calling all his fieldsmen into the circle. Calling all the fieldsmen into the circle. 125 for 6. Razor Massive. As White, he's moved from us into bowl to... He's going into bowl to Rogers. Rogers is on 13. That's 11. He goes now to bowl to Rogers. And Rogers is hitting that one over the square leg boundary. Over the square leg boundary for 4 runs. And that is the end of the game. Taking that one, swinging it down over backward square leg for 4. And that's the end of the game. Island Harbour, Razor Massive, 129 for 6, winning this game by some 4 wickets. So tomorrow we invite you to join us here when we will have the Super Sixers coming up against the Pointers. A very good match here this afternoon at the JRWP. 125 runs, which we always know is below par on this wicket. But fortunately for the Razor Massive, they were able to lose only 6 wickets in getting these runs together. But all in all, we saw that it seems to us here that when the foreign stars were batting, that the captain had an injury, so they could not convert the 1s into 2s or 2s into 3s. And they eventually ended up making 125. So all in all, Razor Massive, congratulations to you in winning this game here against the Superstars. So don't forget, tomorrow we invite you to join us here at the JRWP at 1 o'clock when we'll have the Farrington Superstars coming up against the Blowing Point Pointers. And we just have a few words from Zulma O and from our sponsors.
Thank you, Pastor. It was a very interesting game this afternoon. Island Harbour coming out the winner with 126.
129.
129 for 6. And the competition went well. I must say, so we're looking forward to seeing public here at the JRWP next. That will be tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock when the Farrington Superstars along with
Pointers.
They will be here to against each other. So as we come to the end of today's broadcast, we would like to once again remind the general public that the lines are open for sponsorship, and at the same time we would like to thank those who have willingly contributed to thank Best Buy Supermarkets. We'd like to thank Mega Cows 54, our YouTube channel, and without them we wouldn't be able to see what's taking place here at the Livingston. This afternoon the game went well, but the turnout isn't as exciting as we would have anticipated. But hopefully tomorrow we'll have a better turnout. Hopefully the weather will be conducive to the game as well. Continue to thank persons like Jerry Suda, Miha. That should be Jerry Suda.